Welcome to Torah Truth for Us with Linda.
The steadfast love of Yehovah never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning, new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, O Yah. Great is thy faithfulness. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. They are new every morning, new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness, O Yah. Great is thy faithfulness. Yehovah is my portion, says my soul. Therefore I have hope in him. Yehovah is good to those who wait for him, to the person who seeks him. Great is thy faithfulness.
The Book of Exodus, Shemot. Exodus, chapters 1, verse 1 through 6, verse 1. And Yehovah spoke to Moshe in the wilderness, Bamidbar, of Sinai in the tent of meeting on the first day of the second month, in the second year after they came out of the land of Egypt, saying, Take the sum of all the congregation of the sons of Israel by their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of their names, every male, head by head, from 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel. You and Aaron shall number by their numbers. And there shall be with you a man of every tribe, every man he, the head of the house of the fathers. And these are the names of the men that shall stand with you. Of Reuben, Elizur, son of Shedeur. Of Simeon, Shelumiel, son of Zurishaddai. Of Yehudah, Judah, Nashon, son of Aminadab. Of Issachar, Nathaniel, son of Zuar. Of Zebulun, Eliab, son of Helon. And of the sons of Joseph, of Ephraim, Elishama, son of Ammihud. Of Manasseh, Gamaliel, son of Pedahzur. Of Benjamin, Abidan, son of Gideoni. Of Dan, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. Of Asher, Pagiel, son of Okran. Of Gad, Eliasaph, son of Deuel. Of Naphtali, Ahira, son of Enan. These were chosen of the congregation princes of the tribes of their fathers. They were the heads of the divisions in Israel. And Moses and Aaron took these men that are expressed by name, and they assembled together on the first day of the second month all the congregation, and they declared their pedigrees after them in their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, 20 years old and upward, head by head, as YHWH commanded Moshe, and he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai. And of the sons of Reuben, firstborn son of Israel, by their generations, by their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names head by head, every male 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go forth to war, those who were numbered of the tribes of Reuben, 46,500. Of the sons of Simeon by their generations, by their families, by the house of their fathers, those who were numbered according to the number of the names, head by head, every male from 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go forth to war. Those who were numbered of the tribes of Simeon, 59,300. Of the sons of Gad, by their generations, by their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years and upward, all who were able to go forth to war. Those who were numbered of the tribes of Gad, 46,650. Of the sons of Judah, by their generations, by their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years and upward, all who were able to go forth to war. Those who were numbered of the tribes of Judah, 74,600. Of the sons of Issachar, by their generations, by their families, by the house of their families, according to the number of the names, 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go forth to war. Those who were numbered of the tribes of Issachar, 54,400. Of the sons of Zebulun, by their generations, by their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go forth to war. Those who were numbered of the tribes of Zebulun, 57,400. Of the sons of Joseph, of the children of Ephraim, by their generations, by their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go forth to war. Those who were numbered of the tribes of Ephraim, 40,500. Of the sons of Manasseh, by their generations, by their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go forth to war, those who were numbered of the tribes of Manasseh, 32,200. Of the sons of Benjamin, by their generations, by their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years and upward, all who were able to go forth to war, those who were numbered by the tribes of Benjamin, 35,400. And of the sons of Dan, by their generations, by their families, by the house of their fathers, by the house according to the number of the names, of 20 years and upward, all who were able to go forth to war, those who were numbered of the tribes of Dan, 62,700. And of the sons of Asher, by their generations, by their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go forth to war, those who were numbered of the tribes of Asher, 41,500. Of the sons of Naphtali, throughout their generations, by their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the name, 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go forth to war, those who were numbered of the tribes of Naphtali, 53,400. These are those who were numbered, whom Moses and Aaron numbered, together with the princes of Israel, 12 men. 1 man was for the fathers of his house. And all those who were numbered of the sons of Israel by the house of their fathers, 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go forth to war in Israel, even all whom they numbered, were 603,550. But the Levites, after the tribes of their fathers, were not numbered among them. And Jehovah had spoken unto Moshe, saying, Only do not number the Levite tribes, and neither take the sum of them among the sons of Israel. But you shall appoint the Levites over the tent of testimony, and over all the vessels, and over all things that are to it. They shall carry the tabernacle and all the vessels, and they shall minister, and encamp around the tent. When this tent sets forward, the Levites shall take it down, and when the tent is to be pitched, the Levites shall set it up. And the stranger approaching shall be put to death. And the sons of Israel shall pitch their tents, even every man by his own camp, and every man by his own banner, according to their armies. But the Levites shall pitch around the tent of testimony, that there may not be wrath on the congregation of the sons of Israel. The Levites shall keep the charge of the tent of testimony. And the sons of Israel did all according to that which Jehovah commanded Moses. So they did. And Jehovah spoke unto Moshe and unto Aaron, saying, Every man by his own standard, with the banners of the house of their father, the sons of Israel, shall pitch far off around the tent of meeting. They shall camp. On the east side, towards the sunrise, those of the banner of the camp of Judah camp according to their divisions. And the leader of the children of Yehudah, Nashon, son of Aminadab, and his army, with their registered ones, 74,600. And those pitching their tent next to him is the tribe of Issachar, and the leader of the children of Issachar, Nathanael, son of Tsuar, and his army, with its registered ones, 54,400. And the tribe of Zebulun, and the leader of the children of Zebulun, Eliab, son of Helon, and his host, those who were numbered, 57,400. All those numbered of the camp of Judah, according to their division, 168,400. These shall set forth first. On the south side, the standard of the camp of Reuben by their armies, and the captain of the sons of Reuben, Elizur, the son of Shedeur, and his host, those who were numbered, 46,500. And those who camp next to him, the tribe of Simeon, and the captain of the sons of Simeon, Shalumiel, the son of Zeru Shaddai, and his host, those who were numbered, 59,300. And the tribe of Gad, and the leader of the sons of Gad, Eliasaph, the son of Deuel, and his army, those who were numbered, 46,650. The total of the numbered men of the camp of Reuben, 151,450 by their armies, and they shall set forth second. On the west side shall be the banner of the camp Ephraim by their hosts, and the captain of the sons of Ephraim, Elishama, the son of Ammihud, and his army, those who were numbered, 40,500. Next to him, the tribe of Manasseh, and the leader of the sons of Manasseh, Gamaliel, the son of Pedahzur, and his host, those who were numbered, 32,200. And the tribe of Benjamin, the captain of the sons of Benjamin, Abidan, the son of Gideoni, and his army, those who were numbered, 35,400. The total of those numbered of the camp of Ephraim, 108,100 by their hosts, and they shall set forth third. On the north side shall be the banner of the camp of Dan by their armies, and the leader of the sons of Dan, Ahiezer, the son of Ammishaddai, and his host, those who were numbered, 62,700. Those who camped next to him, the tribe of Asher, and the captain of the sons of Asher, Pagiel, the son of Ochran, and his host, those who were numbered, 41,500. And the tribe of Naphtali, and the leader of the sons of Naphtali, Ahira, the son of Enan, and his army, those who were numbered, 53,400. The total of those who were numbered of the camp of Dan, 157,600. They shall set out last by their banners. These are those who were numbered by the sons of Israel, by the house of their fathers, all those who were numbered by the camps, by their hosts, 603,550. But the Levites were not numbered among the sons of Israel, as Jehovah commanded Moshe. And the children of Israel did all according to that Jehovah commanded Moses. And they pitched by their standards and set forward, everyone by his family, according to the house of their fathers. These are the generations of Aaron and Moses at the time Jehovah spoke with Moshe on Mount Sinai. And these are the names of the sons of Aaron: Nadab, the firstborn, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. These are the names of the sons of Aaron, the priests that were anointed, whom he filled with strength to serve. And Nadab and Abihu died before Jehovah when they offered strange fire before Jehovah in the wilderness of Sinai, and had no children to them. And Eleazar and Ithamar ministered as priests in the sight of Aaron, their father. And Jehovah spoke unto Moshe, saying, Bring the Levite tribe and present them before Aaron the priest, that they may serve him. And they shall keep charge, and the charge over all the congregation before the tent of meeting, to do the service of the tent. And they shall keep all the instruments of the tent of the meeting, and the charge of the sons of Israel, to do the service of the tent. And you shall give the Levites to Aaron and to his sons. They are wholly given to him out of the sons of Israel. And you shall appoint for them Aaron and his sons, and they shall wait on their priesthood, and the stranger approaching shall be put to death. And Jehovah spoke unto Moshe, saying, And behold, I have taken the Levites from among the sons of Israel, instead of every firstborn that opens a womb among the children of Israel. Therefore, the Levites shall be for me, all the firstborn are to me, because on the day that I struck all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I hallowed to myself all the firstborn in Israel, from man and to beast. They shall be to me. I am Yehovah. And Jehovah spoke unto Moshe in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, Number the sons of Levi, after the house of their fathers, every male from 1 month old and upward you shall number. And Moses numbered them according to the mouth of Jehovah as he commanded. And these were the sons of Levi by their names: Gershon, and Kohath, and Merari. And these are the names of the sons of Gershon by their families: Libni and Shimei. And the sons of Korath by their families: Amram and Ezehar, Hebron and Uziel. And the sons of Merari by their families: Mali and Mushi. They are the families of the Levites according to the house of their fathers. Of Gershon was the family of the Libnites, and the family of the Shemites. These same families are of the Gershonites. Those who were numbered according to the number of all the males from 1 month old and upward, even those who were numbered, were 7,500. The families of the Gershonites shall pitch behind the tent westward, and the chief of the house of the father of the Gershonites was Eliasaph, son of Lael. And the charge of the sons of Gershon in the tent of meeting, the tent, and the covering, and the curtain for the door of the tent of the meeting, and the curtains of the court, and the curtain for the door of the court, that is around the tabernacle and by the altar, and the cords, according to all the service, and of Kohath, the family of Amramites, and the family of the Azerahites, and the family of the Hebronites, and the family of the Uzzielites. These are the families of the Kohathites. In all, the numbering of males 1 month old and upward, 8,600, keeping the charge of the sanctuary. The families of the sons of Korah shall pitch on the southward side of the tent. And the chief of the house of the father of the families of the Kohathites was Elizaphan, son of Uzziel. And their charge was the ark, and the table, and the menorah, and the altars, and the vessels of the sanctuary with which they minister in the curtain, and all the service. The chief leader of the Levites of Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, with oversight of those who keep the charge of the sanctuary. Of Merari was the family of the Malites, and the family of the Mushites. These are the Malites of Merari. And those who were numbered according to the number of all males from 1 month and upward, 6,200. And the chief of the house of the father of the families was Merari, Zuriel, son of Abiel. They shall pitch on the northward side of the tent. And the custody charged of the sons of Merari were the boards of the tent, and the bars, and the pillars, and the sockets, and all the vessels that serves, and the pillars around the court, and their sockets, their pins, and their cords, according to all the service. And those who were to camp in front of the tabernacle, eastward, in front of the tent of meeting toward the sunrise, were Moses and Aaron and his sons, keeping the charge of the sanctuary for the obligation of the sons of Israel, and the stranger approaching shall be put to death. All that were numbered of the Levites, whom Moses and Aaron numbered at the command of Jehovah by their families, all the males from 1 month old and upward, were 22,000. And Jehovah said to Moshe, Number all the firstborn of the males of the sons of Israel from 1 month old and upward, and take the number of their names. And then you shall take for me the Levites. I am Jehovah. Instead of all the firstborn among the sons of Israel and the livestock of the Levites, in place of all the firstborn among the cattle of the sons of Israel. And Moshe counted all the firstborn sons among the sons of Israel, just as Jehovah had commanded him, and all the firstborn males by the number of names from 1 month old and upward, for their numbered men were 22,273. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, Take the Levites in place of all the firstborn among the sons of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites in place of their cattle, and the Levites shall be mine. I am Jehovah. And as a redemption price for the 273 of the firstborn of the sons of Israel, who are in excess of the Levites, you shall take 5 shekels apiece per head. You shall take them in terms of the shekel of the sanctuary. The shekel is 20 gerahs. And you shall give the money, the redemption price of those who were in excess among them, to Aaron and to his sons. And Moshe took the redemption money from those who were in excess of those redeemed by the Levites. From the firstborn of the sons of Israel he took the money in terms of the shekel of the sanctuary, 1,365. And Moses gave the redemption money to Aaron and to his sons at the command of Jehovah, just as Jehovah had commanded Moses. And Jehovah spoke unto Moshe and Aaron, saying, Take the sum of the sons of Kohath from among the Levite sons by their families, by the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upward, and even until 50 years, all that enter into the host, to do the work in the tent of meeting. This is a service of the sons of Kohath in the tent of meeting, the most holy things. And Aaron and his sons shall come when the camp sets forth, and shall take down the veil, the covering, and cover the ark of testimony. And thereon shall put the covering of goat skins, and shall spread a cloth of pure blue over it, and shall put in the poles. And on the table of showbread they shall spread a blue cloth, and put thereon the dishes, and the spoons, and the bowls, and covers, to cover the continual bread thereon shall be. And they shall spread on them a cloth of scarlet yarns, and cover the same with a covering of goatskin, and shall put the poles in. And they shall take a blue cloth, and cover the menorah of the light, and its lamps, and its tongs, and its censers, and all the vessels of oil with which they minister to it. And they shall put it, and all the vessels inside, a covering of skins of goats, and shall put it on bars. And on the golden altar they shall spread a cloth of blue, and cover it with a covering of skins of goats, and shall put in the poles. And they shall take all the instruments of ministry with which they minister in the sanctuary, and put them in a cloth of blue, and cover them with covering of goat skins, and shall put them on a bar. And they shall take away the ashes from the altar, and spread thereon a purple cloth. And they shall put on it all the vessels with which they minister about it, in the censers, the forks, the shovels, and the basins, all the vessels of the altar. And they shall spread a covering of goatskin on it, and put it on the poles. And when Aaron and his sons have finished covering the sanctuary and all the vessels of the sanctuary, as the camp is to set forward, then afterwards the sons of Kohath shall come to carry. But they shall not touch unto any holy things, lest they die. These things are the burden of the sons of Kohath in the tent of meeting. And to the office of Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, the oil for the light, and the sweet incense, and the daily grain offering, and the anointing oil, in his oversight of all the tent, of all that is in it, in the sanctuary, and in the vessels. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe and unto Aaron, saying, Do not let the tribe of the families of the Kohathites be cut off from among the Levites. Rather do this for them, so that they will live and not die when they approach the most holy. Aaron and his sons shall go in, and assign each of them to his work and to his load. But they shall not go in and see the holy things when they are covered, lest they die. Chapter 4, verse 21, through the end of chapter 7. And Jehovah spoke unto Moshe, saying, Take the sum of the sons of Gershon, also these throughout the houses of their fathers, by their families, from 30 years old and upward to 50 years old, and you shall number them all who enter in to perform the service, to do the work in the tent of meeting. And they shall bear the curtains of the tent, and the tent of meeting, its covering, and the covering of goat skins that is on top, and the screen for the door of the tent of the meeting, and the curtains of the court, and the curtain for the gate of the court, that is by the tent, and by the altar, and their cords all around, and all the instruments of their service, and all that is made, so they serve to them. At the appointment of Aaron and his sons shall be all the service of the sons of the Gershonites in all their burdens, and in all their service. And you shall appoint to them as a duty all their burdens. This is the service of the families of the sons of Gershon in the tent of the meeting, and their charge under the hand of Ithamar, the son of Aaron, the priest. As for the sons of Merari, after their families, by the house of their fathers, you shall number them from 30 years old and upward, and even to 50 years old. You shall number them, every one who enters into the service to do the work of the tent of meeting. And this is the charge of their loads for all their service in the tent of meeting: boards of the tent, and the bars, and the pillars, and the sockets, and the pillars around the court, and their sockets, their pin, and their cords, with all their instruments, and with all their service, and by name you shall reckon the instruments of the charge of their burden. This is the service of the families of the son of Merari, according to all their service in the tent of meeting, under the direction of Ithamar, the son of Aaron the priest. And Moses and Aaron and the chiefs of the congregation numbered the sons of the Kohathites by their families, and after the house of their fathers, from 30 years upward, and even to 50 years old, every one who enters into the service for work in the tent of meeting. And those who were numbered by them by their families were 2,750. These were they who were numbered by the families of the Kohathites, all that might do service in the tent of meeting, that Aaron and Moses did number, according to the command of YHWH, by the hand of Moses. And YHWH spoke unto Moshe, saying, Command the sons of Israel that they put out of the camp every leper that has a discharge, and whoever is defiled by the dead, both male and female, shall you put out toward the outside of the camp. You shall put them out, that they shall not defile their camps, where I dwell in their midst. And so the sons of Israel did, and put them out toward the outside of the camp, as YHWH spoke unto Moses. So the sons of Israel did. And YHWH spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the sons of Israel, when a man or a woman shall commit any sin that men do as a trespass against YHWH, and realizes guilt, that person, then they shall confess their sins that they have done, and shall recompense his trespass in full, and add the fifth to it, and give it to he whom he trespassed against. But if the man has no redeemer to whom restitution may be made for the wrong, the restitution which is made for the wrong to YHWH for the priest, besides the ram of atonement, by which atonement is made for him, also every contribution pertaining to all the holy gifts of the sons of Israel, which they offer the priest, shall be his. And every man's holy gifts shall be his, whatever anyone gives to the priest, it is his. And YHWH spoke unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the sons of Israel, and say unto them, If the wife of any man goes astray, and commits against him a trespass, and a man lie with her carnally, sowing seed, and it be hid from the eyes of her husband, and she is defiled, and is not a witness, and she neither be taken, and the spirit of jealousy come on him, and he be jealous of his wife, that she be defiled, or the spirit of jealousy come on him, and he is jealous of his wife, although she has not been defiled, then the man shall bring his wife unto the priest, and he shall bring an offering for her, the 10th part of an ephah of meal of barley. He shall not pour oil on it, nor put frankincense thereon, for it is a grain offering of jealousy. It is a memorial offering, a remembrance of iniquity. And the priest shall bring her near, and set her before YHWH. And the priest shall take holy water in an earthen vessel, and the priest shall take the dust that is on the floors of the tent, and put into the water. And the priest shall set the woman before YHWH, and uncover the head of the woman, and put the memorial offering in her hands. That is a jealousy offering. And the priest shall have the bitter water in his hands that causes the curse. And the priest shall charge by an oath, and say unto the woman, if a man has not lain with you, and if you have not gone aside to uncleanness instead of your husband, you will be free from the bitter water that causes the curse. And if you have gone aside to another than your husband, and if you are defiled, and had intercourse in some man with you beside your husband, then the priest shall charge the woman with the oath of the cursing. And the priest shall say to the woman, YHWH make you a curse and an oath among your people, when YHWH makes your thigh rot and your belly swell. And the water that brings a curse shall go into your stomach, to make your belly swell up and your thigh shrivel. And the woman shall say, Amen, Amen. And the priest shall write this curse on a scroll, and he shall blot them out with the bitter water. And he shall cause the woman to drink the bitter water that causes the curse. And the water shall enter into her that causes the curse unto bitterness. And the priest shall take the hand of the woman, the jealousy offering, and shall wave the offering before YHWH, and offer it on the altar. And the priest shall take a handful of the memorial offering and burn it on the altar, and afterward he shall cause the woman to drink the water. When he has made her drink the water, then it shall come to pass, if she be defiled, and has done trespass to her husband, then the water which brings a curse will go into her, and cause bitterness, and her belly will swell up, and her thigh will shrivel, and the woman will become a curse among her people. But if the woman has not defiled herself, and is clean, she will be immune, and conceive children. This is the Torah of jealousies, when a wife goes aside to another instead of her husband, and is defiled, or the spirit of jealousy comes upon a man, and he is jealous over his wife, and shall set the woman before YHWH, and the priest shall execute to her all of this the law. And the man will be guiltless from guilt, and the woman shall bear her iniquity. And YHWH spoke unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the sons of Israel, and say unto them, when either a man or woman shall separate to vow a vow of a Nazir, to dedicate themselves to YHWH, he shall separate from wine and strong drink. He shall not drink vinegar of wine, or vinegar of strong drink, or any liquor of grapes. Neither shall he drink grapes, nor eat moist or dry grapes. All the days of his separation, all that is made of the tree of the vine, from the seeds and even to the husk, he shall eat nothing. All the days of the vow of his separation, no razor shall pass over his head, until the days in which he separates himself to YHWH be fulfilled. He shall be holy. He shall allow the locks of his hair of his head to grow. All the days that he separates to YHWH, he shall not come near a dead body, not for his father, or for his mother, for his brother, or for his sister. He shall make himself unclean when they die, because the consecration of Elohah is on his head. All the days of his separation, he is holy to YHWH. And if any man dies nearby very suddenly, and he's defiled the head of his consecration, then he shall shave his head on the day of his cleansing. On the 7th day he shall shave, and on the 8th day he shall bring 2 turtle doves or 2 pigeons unto the priest, unto the door of the tent of meeting. And the priest shall offer one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering, and make an atonement for him, for that he sinned by the dead, and shall hallow his head in that same day. And he shall consecrate to Jehovah the days of his separation, and shall bring a lamb of the first year as a guilt offering. The days before shall be lost, because his separation was defiled. And this is the law of the Nazarite when the days of his separation are fulfilled. He shall be brought unto the door of the tent of meeting, and he shall offer his offering to Jehovah, a male lamb of the first year without blemish, one for a burnt offering, and one ewe lamb of the first year without blemish for a sin offering, and one ram without blemish for a peace offering, and a basket of unleavened bread of fine flour cakes mixed with oil, and wafers of unleavened bread anointed with oil, and their grain offerings, and their drink offerings. And the priest shall bring them before Jehovah, and shall offer his sin offering and his burnt offering. And the ram he shall offer for a sacrifice of peace offerings to Jehovah, with the basket of unleavened bread. And the priest shall offer also his grain offering and his drink offering. And the Nazarite shall shave the head of his separation at the door of the tent of meeting, and shall take the hair of the head of his separation, and put it in the fire that is under the sacrifice of the peace offerings. And the priest shall take the boiled shoulder of the ram, and one unleavened bread out of the basket, and one wafer of unleavened bread, and shall put them on the hands of the Nazarite after his separation is shaven. And the priest shall wave them for a wave offering to Jehovah. It is holy for the priest, together with the breast offered as a wave offering, and the thigh offered as a contribution. And afterward the Nazarite may drink wine. This is the Torah of the Nazarite, who vows his offering to Jehovah, according to his consecration, in addition to what he can afford, corresponding to his vow which he made, and he shall do according to the law of his consecration. And Jehovah spoke unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, Thus you shall bless the sons of Israel, saying to them, Jehovah bless you and keep you. Jehovah cause to shine his face upon you, and be gracious to you. Jehovah lift up his countenance on you, and give to you peace. And they shall put my name on the sons of Israel, and I will bless them. And it came to pass on the day Moses fully had set up the tabernacle, and had anointed it, and consecrated it, all the instruments, and the altar, and all the vessels had also been anointed and consecrated. And the princes of Israel, the heads of their fathers' households, made an offering. They were the leaders of the tribes. They were the leaders over the numbered men. And they brought their offering before Jehovah, 6 covered carts, and 12 oxen, a cart for every 2 of the leaders, and an ox for each one. Then they presented them in front of the tabernacle. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, Take them, that they be able to do the service of the tent of meeting, and you shall give them unto the Levites, to every man according to his service. And Moses took the wagons and the oxen, and gave them unto the Levites. 2 wagons and 4 oxen he gave to the sons of Gershon according to their service, and 4 wagons and 8 oxen he gave to the sons of Merari according to their service under the direction of Ithamar, the son of Aaron, the priest. But to the sons of Kohath he gave none, because the service of the sanctuary was on their shoulder to bear. And the princes offered for dedicating of the altar in the day that it was anointed, and even the princes offered their offering before the altar. And Jehovah said unto Moshe, They shall present their offering, one chief each day, for the dedication of the altar. And he who offered his offering the first day was Nashon, the son of Amminadab, of the tribe of Judah. And his offering was one silver platter, whose weight was 130 shekels, and one silver bowl of 70 shekels in sanctuary shekels, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering. One gold pan of 10 shekels, full of incense. One bull, one ram, and one male lamb 1 year old as a burnt offering. One male goat as a sin offering. And the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs 1 year old. This was the offering of Nashon, the son of Amminadab. On the second day, Nathaniel, the son of Zuar, leader of Issachar, presented an offering. He presented as his offering one silver dish, whose weight was 130 shekels, and one silver bowl of 70 shekels in sanctuary shekels, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering. One gold pan of 10 shekels, full of incense. One bull, one ram, and one male lamb 1 year old as a burnt offering. One male goat as a sin offering. And for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs 1 year old. This was the offering of Nathaniel, the son of Zuar. On the third day the chief, the son of Zebulun, Eliab, of the sons of Helon, and his offering, one silver platter whose weight 130, and one silver bowl of 70 shekels in sanctuary shekels, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering. One gold pan of 10 shekels, full of incense. One bull, son of the herd, one ram, one male lamb 1 year old for a burnt offering, one male goat of the goats for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of the peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he goats, 5 male lambs 1 year old. This was the offering of Eliab, son of Helon. On the fourth day the chief, the son of Reuben, Elizur, of the sons of Shedur, his offering was one silver platter, whose weight was 130 shekels, and one silver bowl of 70 shekels in sanctuary shekels, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering. One gold pan of 10 shekels, full of incense. One bull, son of the herd. One ram. One male lamb 1 year old for a burnt offering. One male goat of the goats for a sin offering. And for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he goats, 5 male lambs 1 year old. This was the offering of Elizur, son of Shedeur. On the fifth day the chief, the son of Simeon, Shelumiel, son of Zurishaddai, his offering was one silver platter, whose weight was 130 shekels, and one silver bowl of 70 shekels in sanctuary shekels, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering. One gold pan of 10 shekels, full of incense. One bull, son of the herd. One ram. One male lamb 1 year old for a burnt offering. One male goat of the goats for a sin offering. And for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he goats, 5 male lambs 1 year old. This was the offering of Shelumiel, son of Zurishaddai. On the 6th day, the chief son of God, Eliasaph, of the sons of Deuel, and his offering 1 silver platter, whose weight was 130 shekels, and 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels in sanctuary shekels, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering, 1 gold pan of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bull, son of the herd, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat of the goats for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Eliasaph, son of Deuel. On the 7th day, the chief son of Ephraim, Elishama, son of Ammihud, his offering 1 silver platter, whose weight was 130 shekels, and 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels in sanctuary shekels, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering, 1 gold pan of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bull, son of the herd, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat of the goats for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Elishama, son of Ammihud. On the 8th day, the chief, the son of Manasseh, Gamaliel, the sons of Pedahzur, his offering was 1 silver platter, whose weight was 130 shekels, and 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels in sanctuary shekels, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering, 1 gold pan of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bull son of the herd, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat of the goats for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Gamaliel, son of Pedahzur. On the 9th day, the chief son of Benjamin, Abidan, of the sons of Gideoni, his offering was 1 silver platter, whose weight was 130 shekels, and 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels in sanctuary shekels, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering, 1 gold pan of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bull from the son of the herd, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat of the goats for a sin offering, and for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Abidan, son of Gideoni. On the 10th day, the chief son of Dan, Ahiezer, of the sons of Ammishaddai, his offering was 1 silver platter, whose weight was 130 shekels, and 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels in sanctuary shekels, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering, 1 gold pan of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bull son of the herd, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat of the goats for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. On the 11th day, the chief son of Asher, Pagiel, of the sons of Okram, his offering was 1 silver platter, whose weight was 130 shekels, and 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels in sanctuary shekels, both of them, full of fine flour, mixed with oil as a grain offering. 1 gold pan of 10 shekels full of incense. 1 bull, son of the herd. 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering. 1 male goat of the goats for a sin offering. And for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Pagiel, son of Okran. On the 12th day, the chief son of Naphtali, Ahira, son of Enan, his offering was 1 silver platter whose weight 130, and 1 silver bowl of 70 shekels in sanctuary shekels, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering. 1 gold pan of 10 shekels full of incense. 1 bull, son of the herd. 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering. 1 male goat of the goats for a sin offering. And for a sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 he-goats, 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Ahira, son of Enan. This was the dedication of the altar in the day when it was anointed from the princes of Israel. 12 silver dishes, 12 gold pans, each silver dish weighing 130 shekels, and each bowl 70. All the silver of the utensils totaled 2,400 in sanctuary shekels. The 12 gold pans full of incense weighing 10 shekels each in sanctuary shekels. All the gold of the pans were 120 shekels. All the oxen for the burnt offering totaled 12 bulls, the rams 12, the male lambs 1 year old with their grain offering 12, and the male goats as a sin offering 12. And all the oxen for the sacrifice of peace offerings totaled 24 bulls. The rams, 60. The male goats, 60. And the male lambs, 1 year old, 60. This was the dedication offering for the altar after it was anointed. And when Moses was gone into the tent of meeting to speak with him, then he heard the voice of one speaking unto him from above the mercy seat that was on the ark of testimony, from between the 2 cherubim. And he spoke unto him. Chapter 8, verse 1 through chapter 12. And Yehovah spoke unto Moshe, saying, Speak to Aaron, and say to him, When you arrange the lamps, the 7 lamps will give light in the front of the menorah. Aaron therefore did so. He raised up its lamps at the front of the menorah, just as Yehovah had commanded Moshe. And this was the workmanship of the menorah, hammered work of gold from its base to its bulbs. It was hammered work, according to the pattern which Yehovah had shown Moshe. So he made the menorah. Again, Yehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, Take the Levites from among the sons of Israel and cleanse them, and thus you shall do to them for their cleansing. Sprinkle purifying water on them, and let them use a razor over every part of their whole body, and wash their clothes, and they shall be clean. And let them take a bowl with its grain offering, fine flour mixed with oil, and a second bowl you shall take for a sin offering. And you shall bring the Levites near before the face of the tent of meeting, and you shall gather together all the congregations of the sons of Israel. And you shall bring near the Levites before the face of Jehovah, and the sons of Israel shall lay their hands on the Levites. And Aaron shall offer the Levites as a wave offering before the face of Yehovah from the sons of Israel, that they may perform the service of Yehovah. And the Levites shall lay their hands on the heads of the young bulls, and you shall offer the one for a sin offering, and the one for a burnt offering, to Yehovah to make atonement upon the Levites. And you shall stand the Levites before the face of Aaron and his sons, and wave them as a wave offering to Yehovah. And you shall separate the Levites from the midst of the sons of Israel, and the Levites shall be unto me. And after, the Levites shall go in to serve at the tent of meeting, and you shall cleanse them, and offer them as a wave offering, for they are being given to me from the midst of the sons of Israel. Instead of him who opens every womb, the firstborn of all the sons of Israel, I have taken them for myself. For all the firstborn sons among the sons of Israel are mine, the man and the beast. On the day that I struck all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I sanctified them to myself. For I have taken the Levites instead of every firstborn among the sons of Israel, and I have given the Levites as a gift to Aaron and to his sons from among the sons of Israel, to perform the service of the sons of Israel at the tent of meeting, and to make atonement on behalf of the sons of Israel, that there may no longer be plague among the sons of Israel by their coming near to the sanctuary. Thus did Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the sons of Israel to the Levites, according to all that Jehovah had commanded Moses concerning the Levites. So the sons of Israel did to them. And the Levites purified themselves from sin and washed their clothes, and Aaron presented them as a wave offering before Jehovah. Aaron also made atonement for them to cleanse them. And after that, the Levites went in to perform their service in the tent of meeting before Aaron and before his sons, just as Jehovah had commanded Moses concerning the Levites, so they did to them. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, This is what applies to the Levites from 25 and upward. They shall enter to perform service in the work of the tent of meeting. But at the age of 50 years they shall retire from service in the work, and not return. They may, however, serve their brothers in the tent of meeting to keep an obligation, but they shall do no work. Thus you shall deal with the Levites concerning their obligations. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year, after they came out of the land of Egypt, saying, Let the sons of Israel observe the Passover at its appointed time. On the 14th day of this month at twilight you shall observe it at its appointed time. You shall observe it according to all its statutes and according to all its ordinances. And Moses spoke to the sons of Israel to observe the Passover. And they observed the Passover in the first month on the 14th day of the month at twilight in the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that Jehovah had commanded Moses, so the sons of Israel did. But there were men who were unclean because of the soul of a man, so that they could not observe Passover on that day. And they came before Moses and Aaron on that day. And those men said to him, We are unclean because of the soul of a man, a dead person. Why are we restrained from presenting the offering of Jehovah at its appointed time among the sons of Israel? And Moses said to them, Wait, and I will listen to what Jehovah will command concerning you. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, saying, If any one of you or of your generations becomes unclean because of soul or is on a distant journey, he may, however, observe the Passover to Yehovah. In the second month, on the 14th day at twilight, they shall observe it. They shall eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They shall leave none of it until morning, nor break a bone of it. According to all the statute of the Passover, they shall observe it. But the man who is clean and is not on a journey, and yet neglects to observe the Passover, that person shall be cut off from his people, for he did not present the offering of Yehovah at its appointed time. That man shall bear his sin. And if an alien sojourns among you and observes the Passover to Yehovah, according to the statute of the Passover, and according to its ordinance, so he shall do. You shall have one statute, both for the alien and for the native of the land. And on the day that the tabernacle was raised, the cloud covered the tabernacle, the tent of the testimony, and in the evening it was like the appearance of fire over the tabernacle until morning. And it was continuously. The cloud would cover it, and the appearance of fire by night. And whenever the cloud was lifted from over the tent, afterward the sons of Israel would then set out, and in the place where the cloud settled, there the sons of Israel would camp. At the mouth of Yehovah the sons of Israel would set out, and at the mouth of Yehovah they would camp. As long as the cloud settled over the tabernacle, they remained camped. Even when the cloud lingered over the tabernacle for many days, the sons of Israel would keep the charge of Yehovah and not set out. If it was that the cloud remained days of a tabernacle, according to the mouth of Yehovah they remained camped. And according to the mouth of Yehovah they set out. And it was that if the cloud remained from evening until morning, when the cloud was lifted in the morning, they would move out, or in the daytime, and at night, whenever the cloud was lifted, they would set out. Whether it was 2 days, or a month, or a year, that the cloud lingered over a tabernacle staying above it, the sons of Israel remained camped and did not set out. But when it was lifted, they did set out. At the mouth of Yehovah they camped, and at the mouth of Yehovah they set out. They kept the charge of Yehovah according to the mouth of Yehovah through the hand of Moses. And Yehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, Make yourself 2 trumpets of silver, of hammered work, you shall make them. And you shall use them for summoning the congregation, and for having the camps set out. And when both are blown, all the congregation shall gather themselves to you at the doorway of the tent of meeting. And if one is blown, then the leaders, the heads of the families of Israel, shall assemble before you. And when you blow an alarm, the camps that are pitched on the east side shall set out. And when you blow an alarm the second time, the camps that are pitched on the south side shall set out. An alarm is to be blown for them to be set out. When convening the assembly, however, you shall blow without sounding an alarm. The priestly sons of Aaron, moreover, shall blow the trumpets, and this shall be for you a perpetual statute throughout your generations. And when you go to war in your land against the adversary who attacks you, then you shall sound an alarm with the trumpets, that you may be remembered before Yehovah your Elohim, and be saved from your enemies. Also, in the day of your gladness, and in your appointed feasts, and on the first of your months, you shall blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings, and over the sacrifices of your shalom offerings, and they shall be as a reminder of you before your El. I am Yehovah your Elohim. And it came about in the 2nd year, in the second month, on the 20th day of the month, that the cloud was lifted from over the dwelling place of the covenant. And the sons of Israel set out on their journeys from the wilderness of Sinai. And the cloud settled down in the wilderness of Paran, and they moved out for the first time, according to the mouth of Jehovah, through the hand of Moses. And the banner of the camp of the sons of Judah, according to their armies, set out first, with Nashon the son of Amminadab over its army, and Nethanel the son of Zuar over the army of the sons of Issachar, and Eliab the son of Helon over the army of the sons of Zebulun. Then the tabernacle was taken down, and the sons of Gershon and the sons of Merari, who were carrying the tabernacle, set out. Next, the banner of the camp of Reuben, according to their armies, set out with Elizur the son of Shedeur over its army, and Shelumiel the son of Zurishaddai over the tribal army of the sons of Simeon, and Eliasaph the son of Duel was over the armies of the sons of Gad. Then the Kohathites set out carrying the holy things, and the tabernacle was set up before their arrival. And the banner of the camp of the sons of Ephraim, according to their armies, was set out, with Elishama the son of Ammihud over its army, and Gamaliel the son of Pedazur over the army of the sons of Manasseh, and Abidan the son of Gideoni over the army of the sons of Benjamin. And the banner of the camp of the sons of Dan, according to their armies, the rear guard for all the camps, set out with Ahiezer, the son of Ammishaddai, over its army, and Pagiel, the son of Okran, over the army of the sons of Asher, and Ahira, the son of Enan, over the army of the sons of Naphtali. This was the order of march for the sons of Israel by their armies as they set out. And Moses said to Hobab, the son of Ruel, the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, "We are setting out to the place which Jehovah has said, I will give it to you. Come with us, and we will do you good, for Jehovah has promised good concerning Israel." But he said to him, "I will not come, but rather go to my land and relatives." And he, Moses, said, "Please do not leave us, inasmuch as you know where we should camp in the wilderness, and you will be as eyes for us. And it will be, if you go with us, it will come about that whatever good Jehovah does for us, we will do for you." And they set out from the mount of Jehovah 3 days' journey, with the ark of the covenant of Jehovah journeying in front of them for the 3 days, to set out a resting place for them. And the cloud of Jehovah was over them by day when they set out from the camp. And it came about when the ark set out that Moses said, "Rise up, O Jehovah, and let your enemies be scattered, and let those who hate you flee from before you." And when it came to rest, he said, "Return, you, O Jehovah, to the myriad thousands of Israel." And the people became like those who complain of adversity in the hearing of Jehovah. And when Jehovah heard, his anger was kindled, and the fire of Jehovah burned among them and consumed some of the outside of the camp. The people therefore cried out to Moses, and Moses prayed to Jehovah, and the fire sank down. And the name of that place was called Taberah, because the fire of Jehovah burned among them. And the rabble who were among them desired greedy desire. And also the sons of Israel wept again and said, "Who will give us meat to eat? We remember the fish we used to eat freely in Egypt, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our soul is dried up. There is nothing at all to look at except this manna." Now the manna was like coriander seed, and its appearance like that of bdellium. The people would go about and gather and grind between two millstones, or beat in the mortar, and boil it in the pot, and make cakes with it. And its taste was as the taste of cakes baked with juices of oil. And when the dew fell on the camp at night, the manna would fall on it. And Moses heard the people weeping throughout their families, each man at the doorway of his tent. And the anger of YHWH was kindled greatly, and Moses was displeased. And Moses said to YHWH, "Why have you been so hard on your servant? And why have I not found favor in your sight, that you have laid the burden of all this people on me? Was it I who conceived all this people? Was it I who brought them forth, that you should say to me, 'Carry them in your bosom as a nurse carries a nursing infant, to the land which you did swear to their fathers'? Where am I to get meat to give to all these people? For they weep before me, saying, 'Give us meat that we may eat.' I alone am not able to carry all this people, because it is too heavy for me. So, if you are going to deal with me thus, please kill me at once. If I have found favor in your sight, and do not let me see my wretchedness." And YHWH said to Moshe, "Gather for me 70 men from the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the elders of the people, and their officers, and bring them to the tent of meeting, and let them take their stand there with you. And I will come down and speak with you there, and I will take the Spirit who is upon you, and will put upon them. And they shall bear the burden of the people with you, so that you shall not bear it all alone. And say to the people, 'Consecrate yourselves for tomorrow, and you shall eat meat.' For you have wept in the ears of YHWH, saying, 'Oh, that someone would give us meat to eat, for we were well off in Egypt.' Therefore YHWH will give you meat, and you shall eat. You shall eat, not 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, nor 10 days, nor 20 days, but a whole month, until it comes out of your nostrils and becomes loathsome to you, because you have rejected YHWH who is among you, and have wept before him, saying, 'Why did we ever leave Egypt?'" And Moses said, "The people among whom I am are 600,000 on foot. Yet you have said, 'I will give them meat in order that they may eat for a whole month.' Should flocks and herds be slaughtered for them to be sufficient for them? Or should all the fish of the sea be gathered together for them to be sufficient for them?" And YHWH said to Moses, "Is the power of YHWH limited? Now you shall see whether my word will befall you or not." And Moses went out and told the people the words of YHWH. And he gathered 70 men of the elders of the people, and stationed them around the tent. And YHWH came down in the cloud and spoke to him. And he took the Spirit upon him, and placed the Spirit upon the 70 elders. And it came about that when the Spirit rested upon them, they prophesied, but they did not do it again. And 2 men had remained in the camp. The name of one was Eldad, and the name of the other Medad. And the Spirit rested upon them. Now they were among those who had been registered, but had not gone out to the tent. And they prophesied in the camp. And a young man ran and told Moses, and said, "Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp. And Joshua, son of Nun, the attendant of Moses from his youth, answered and said, Moses, Adoni, my Lord, restrain them. And Moses said to him, Are you jealous for my sake? Or would that all the people were prophets? Oh, that Jehovah would put his spirit upon them. And Moses removed himself to the camp, he and the elders of Israel. And there went forth a wind from Jehovah, and it brought quail from the sea, and let them fall beside the camp, about a day's journey on this side, and a day's journey on that side, all around the camp, and about 2 cubits on the surface of the ground. While the meat was still between their teeth, before it was chewed, the anger of Jehovah struck the people with a very severe plague. And the name of that place was Kibrot Hatava, because there they buried the people who had been greedy. From Kibroth Hatava the people set out for Hazarot, and they camped at Hazarot. And Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Cushite woman whom he had married, for he had married a Cushite woman. And they said, Has Jehovah indeed spoken only through Moses? Has he not spoken through us as well? And Jehovah heard it. Now, the man Moses was very humble, more than any man who was on the face of the earth. And suddenly, Jehovah came down in a pillar of cloud and stood at the doorway of the tent. And he called Aaron and Miriam. When they had both come near, he said, Hear now my words. If there is a prophet among you, I, Jehovah, shall make myself known to him in a vision. I shall speak with him in a dream. Not so with my servant Moses. He is faithful in all my household. With him I speak mouth to mouth, openly, and not in parables. And he beholds the form of Jehovah. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant, against Moses? And the anger of Jehovah burned against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from above the tent, and behold, Miriam was leprous as snow. And Aaron turned toward Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said to Moses, O Adoni, my Lord, please do not lay on us this sin which we have done foolishly, and in which we have sinned. Please do not let her be as one dead, who is in his coming out of the womb of his mother, and half of his flesh is consumed. And Moses cried out to Jehovah, saying, El, please, please heal her. And Jehovah said to Moshe, If her father had only spit in her face, would she not be put to shame for 7 days? Have her shut outside the camp for 7 days, and afterward she may be received again. And Miriam was shut outside the camp for 7 days, and the people did not move on until Miriam was received again. Afterward, however, the people moved on from Hazarot and camped in the wilderness of Paran. Chapter 13, verse 1 through chapter 15. And Jehovah spoke unto Moshe, saying, Send men, and they shall spy out the land of Canaan, which I am giving to the sons of Israel. 1 man you shall send, 1 man, for the tribe of their fathers, each a leader among them. And Moses sent them from the wilderness of Paran, according to the mouth of Jehovah. All the men were heads of the sons of Israel, and these their names. From the tribe of Reuben, Shammua, son of Zakur. From the tribe of Simeon, Shaphat, son of Hori. From the tribe of Judah, Caleb, son of Jephunneh. From the tribe of Issachar, Igal, son of Joseph. From the tribe of Ephraim, Hoshea, son of Nun. From the tribe of Benjamin, Palti, son of Raphu. From the tribe of Zebulun, Gadiel, son of Sodi. From the tribe of Joseph of Manasseh, Gadi, son of Susi. From the tribe of Dan, Amiel, son of Gemali. From the tribe of Asher, Sethur, son of Michael. From the tribe of Naphtali, Nabi, son of Vopisi. From the tribe of Gad, Geuel, son of Machi. These are the names of the men whom Moses sent to spy out the land. And Moses called Hoshea, son of Nun, YHWH, or Joshua, Yehoshua. And Moses sent them to spy out the land of Canaan, and said to them, Go up this way of the Negev, and go up to the mountain, and see the land, how it is, and the people dwelling in it, whether strong or weak, few or it is many. And how is the land which he is dwelling in? Is it good or bad? And how are the cities which he is dwelling in camps or in fortifications? And how is the land? Is it fat or lean? Or is there wood or not? And be of good courage, and bring some of the fruit of the land. And the time was the season of the first fruits of grapes. And they went up and spied out the land from the wilderness of Sin as far as Rehob at the going in to Hamath. And they went up through the Negev and came to Hebron. And there were Ahiman, Jeshai, and Tamai, those born of Anak. And Hebron was built 7 years before Zoan in Egypt. And they came to the valley of Eshcol, and they cut down there a branch with a cluster of 1 grapes, and they carried it on a pole between 2 of them. And they also brought some of the pomegranates and figs. That place was called the Valley of Eshcol, on account of the cluster that there the men of Israel cut down the cluster. And they returned from spying out the land at the end of 40 days. And they departed and came back to Moshe and Aaron and all the congregation of the sons of Israel in the wilderness of Paran at Kadesh. And they brought back word to them and to all the congregation, and showed them the fruit of the land. And they recounted to him and said, We went to the land where you sent us, and truly is flowing with milk and honey, and this is fruit. Nevertheless, indeed, people are strong who dwell in the land, and the cities are fortified and very large. And moreover, we saw those born of Anak there. The Amalekite dwell in the land, the Negev, and the Hittite, and the Jebusite, and the Amorite dwell in the hill country, and the Canaanite dwell by the sea along the banks of the Jordan. And Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, Let us go up and take possession of it for prevailing, as we can prevail in it. And the men who had gone up with him said, We are not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. And they gave a bad report of the land that they had spied out unto the sons of Israel, saying that the land that we have gone into as spies, a land that devours its dwellers, and all the people whom we saw in its midst are men of great stature. And there we saw the Nephilim, the sons of Enoch, from the Nephilim, and we were in our own sight like grasshoppers. and so we were in their eyes. And all the congregation lifted up and gave forth their voices, and the people wept that night. And all the sons of Israel complained against Moses and Aaron, and all the congregation said to them, "If only we had died in the land of Egypt, or if only we had died in the wilderness. And why has Yehovah brought us to the land to fall by the sword, that our wives and children should become victims? Would it not be better for us to return to Egypt?" And they said, each man to his brother, "Let us set a leader and return to Egypt." And Moshe and Aaron fell on their faces before the face of all the assembly of the congregations of the sons of Israel. And Joshua, son of Nun, and Caleb, son of Yehomuneh, who were among those who spied out the land, tore their clothes. And they spoke to all the congregation of the sons of Israel, saying, "The land that we passed through to spy out is good, a land very exceedingly. If Jehovah delights in us, and he will bring us into this land, and give it to us. It is a land flowing with milk and honey. Only do not rebel against Jehovah, and do not fear the people of the land, for they are our bread. Their protection is gone from them, and Jehovah is with us. Do not fear them." But all the congregation said, "To stone them with stones." And the glory of Jehovah appeared in the tent of meeting to all the sons of Israel. And Jehovah said to Moshe, "How long will this people reject me? And how long will they not believe in me, despite all the signs that I have performed among them? I will strike them with the pestilence and disinherit them, and I will make a greater and mightier nation of you than they." And Moses said to Jehovah, "And the Egyptians will hear it, for you brought up the people by your power from among them, and they will tell it to the dwellers of this land, that they have heard you, O Jehovah, are among the people, because you are seen eye to eye, while your cloud stands over them, and you go before them in a pillar of cloud by day, and in a pillar of fire by night. Now, if you put this people to death all at once, then the nations who have heard of your fame will say, 'Since Jehovah could not bring this people into the land which he promised them by oath, he slaughtered them in the wilderness.' And now, please, let the power of my Adonai be great, as you have spoken, saying, 'Jehovah is slow to anger and abundant in loving devotion, forgiving the iniquity and transgression, and by no means he acquits, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the sons, onto the thirds and fourths. Please pardon the iniquity of this people according to the greatness of your loving devotion, and as you have forgiven this people from Egypt even until now." And Jehovah said, "I have pardoned according to your word, but truly, as I live, all the earth shall be filled with the glory of Jehovah. Indeed, all these men who have seen my glory and the signs that I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and they have put me to the test 10 times and have not heeded my voice, surely they shall not see the land that I swore to their fathers. And any of those who rejected me shall not see it. And my servant Caleb, because he has a different spirit in him and has fully followed me, I will bring into the land that he went into, and his seed shall inherit it. And the Amalekite and the Canaanite dwell in the valleys, so turn tomorrow and set out for the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe and Aaron, saying, How long this evil congregation, they who complain against me, the complaints of the sons of Israel which they make against me, I have heard. So to them, as I live, says Jehovah, very truly you have spoken in my hearing, so will I do to you. Your corpses shall fall in the wilderness, and all your numbered according to your entire number, from a son of 20 years and above, because you have grumbled against me. By no means shall you enter into the land which I lifted up by my hand to make you dwell in it, except for Caleb, son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, son of Nun. And your little ones, whom you said would be victims, I will bring in, and they shall know the land that you have despised, and your carcasses shall fall in the wilderness. And your sons shall be shepherds, wandering in the wilderness 40 years, and shall bear the brunt of your infidelity until your carcasses are consumed in the wilderness. By the number of days in which you spied out the land, 40 days, 4 years. You shall bear your guilt each day as 1 year, 40 years. And you shall know my rejection. I, Jehovah, have spoken. I surely will do this to all this evil congregation who are gathered together against me. They shall be worn out in this wilderness, and there they shall die. And the men whom Moses sent out to spy out the land, and who returned and led all the congregation to grumble against him by bringing a bad report about the land, those men who brought the bad report of the land also died by a plague in the presence of Jehovah. But Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, remained alive out of those men who went to spy out the land. And Moses told these words to all the sons of Israel, and the people mourned greatly. And they rose early in the morning and went up to the top of the mountain, saying, Here we are, and we will go up to the place that Jehovah had promised, for we have sinned. And Moses said, Why then are you violating the command of Jehovah, when doing so will not succeed? Do not go up, for Jehovah is not among you to prevent you from being defeated by your enemies. For the Amalekites and the Canaanites will be there to confront you, and you will fall by the sword, since you have turned back from following Jehovah, and Jehovah will not be with you. But they dared to go up to the ridge of the hill country. Neither the ark of the covenant of Jehovah nor Moses left the camp. And the Amalekites and the Canaanites who lived in the hill country came down and struck them and scattered them as far as Hormah. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel and say to them, When you enter into the land you are to inhabit, which I am giving to you, and you make a fire offering to Jehovah, a burnt offering, or to fulfill a sacrifice or a vow, or as a freewill offering in your appointed times, to make an aroma pleasing to Jehovah from the herd or from the flock, then he who is bringing near his offering shall bring near to Jehovah his offering, a grain offering of 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with 1/4 of a hin of oil. And you shall prepare wine for the drink offering, 1/4 of a hin with the burnt offering, or for the sacrifice for each lamb, or for a ram You shall prepare as a grain offering 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour, mixed with 1/3 of a hin of oil. And for the drink offering you shall offer 1/3 of a hin of wine as a soothing aroma to Yehovah. And when you prepare a bull as a burnt offering or a sacrifice to fulfill a special vow, or for peace offerings to Yehovah, then you shall offer with the bull a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour, mixed with half a hin of oil. And you shall offer as a drink offering half a hin of wine, as an offering by fire, as a soothing aroma to Yehovah. This is how it shall be done for each ox, or for each ram, or for each of the male lambs, or of the goats. According to the number that you prepare, so you shall do for each one according to their number. Everyone who is native shall do these things in this way, in presenting an offering by fire as a soothing aroma to Yehovah. And if a sojourner sojourns with you, or whoever is in your midst throughout your generations, and he would present a fire offering, an aroma, a pleasing aroma to Jehovah, as you do, so shall he do. One ordinance of the assembly is for you, and for the sojourner who is sojourning, an everlasting ordinance throughout your generations, as you are. The sojourner shall be before the face of Jehovah. One Torah and one ordinance shall be for you and for the sojourner who is sojourning with you. And Jehovah spoke again to Moshe, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land which I bring you there, and it will be that when you eat of the bread of the land, you shall offer up a contribution to Jehovah. From the first of your ground meal you shall offer up a cake as a contribution of the threshing floor, so you shall offer it up. Of the first of your ground meal you shall give to Jehovah a contribution throughout your generations. And if you err and do not observe all these, the commandments that Jehovah has spoken to Moshe, all that Jehovah has commanded to you by the hand of Moses, from the day that Jehovah commanded, and onward throughout your generations, and it will be, if it is done unintentionally, without the knowledge of the congregation, that all the congregation shall offer one bull as a burnt offering, as a soothing aroma to Jehovah, with its grain offering and its drink offering, according to the ordinance, the one male goat as a sin offering. And the priest shall make atonement for all the congregation of the sons of Israel, and they will be forgiven. For it is an unintentional wrong, and they have brought their offering, an offering by fire to Jehovah, and their sin offering before Jehovah for their error. And it shall be forgiven. All the congregation of the sons of Israel and the sojourner who is sojourning in your midst, because all the people did it in error. And if one person sins in error, he shall bring near a female goat, a daughter of a year, for a sin offering. And the priest shall make atonement upon the soul of the one who is erring, when he sins in error, before the face of Jehovah, to make atonement upon him, and it shall be forgiven for him. The native among the sons of Israel, and for the sojourner who is sojourning in their midst, there shall be one Torah for you, for the one who sins in error. And the soul who does violence by hand, intentionally, whether from the native and from the sojourner, he reviles Jehovah, and that person shall be cut off from among his people, because he has despised the word of Jehovah, and he has broken his commandment, and that person shall be cut off, being cut off with his guilt upon him. And while the sons of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man gathering sticks on the Sabbath day. And those who found him gathering sticks brought him near to Moses and Aaron and to all the congregation. And they put him under guard, because it had not been explained what should be done to him. And Jehovah said to Moshe, dying, the man must be put to death with stones. All the congregation shall stone him outside the camp. And the congregation brought him to the outside of the camp, and they stoned him with stones. And he died, as Jehovah commanded Moshe. And again, Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, speak to the sons of Israel, and tell them to make for themselves tassels on the corner of their garments, and put in the tassels a blue thread of the corners throughout their generations. And you shall have the tassel, that you may look upon it, and remember all the commandments, and your own eyes to which you are inclined to prostitute yourselves after them, and you will remember, and do all the commandments. And you shall be holy unto your El. I am Jehovah your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, to be your Elohim. I am Jehovah your El. Chapter 16, verse 1 through the end of chapter 18. And Korah, son of Izhar, son of Kohath, son of Levi, took both Dathan and Abiram, and the sons of Eliab, and the On, son of Peleth, of the sons of Reuben. And they rose up against the face of Moses, and with men from the sons of Israel, 250 leaders of the congregation, called ones of the appointed meeting, men of renown. And they gathered together against Moses and Aaron, and said to them, it is too much upon yourselves, for all the congregation, every one of them, is holy, and Jehovah is in their midst. And why do you exalt yourselves above the assembly of Jehovah? And Moses heard, and he fell on his face, and he spoke to Korah and to all his company, saying, in the morning Jehovah will show who is unto him holy, and he will bring him near to himself. And that one whom he chooses, he will bring near to himself. Do this, take censers for yourselves, Korah and your whole group, and put fire in them, and place incense upon them before the face of Jehovah tomorrow. And it shall be that the man whom Jehovah chooses is the Holy One. You take too much upon yourselves, you sons of Levi. And Moses said to Korah, hear now, sons of Levi, is it a small thing to you that Eloheh of Israel has separated you from the congregation of Israel, to bring near you to himself, to do the work of the tabernacle of Jehovah, and to stand before the face of the congregation, to serve them? And he has brought you and all your brothers of the sons of Levi near to himself with you, and you are seeking also the priesthood? Therefore, and all your company, gathered together against Jehovah. But as for Aaron, who is he, that you grumble against him? And Moses sent a summons to Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and they said, we will not come up. Is it a small thing that you have brought us up out of the land, flowing with milk and honey, to kill us in the wilderness, that you should keep acting over us also as a prince? Indeed, you have not brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey, and not given to us the inheritance of fields and vineyards. Will you put out the eyes of these men? We will not come up. And Moshe was very hot, and he said to Jehovah, do not turn to their offerings. I have not taken one donkey from them, and I have not hurt one of them. And Moses said to Korah, You and all your company be present before the face of Yehovah tomorrow, you and they and Aaron. And let each man take his fire pan and put incense in it, and bring near before the face of Yehovah each man his fire pan, 250 fire pans, and Aaron each man his fire pan. And every man took his fire pan and put fire in it, and laid incense on it, and stood at the door of the tent of meeting with Moses and Aaron. And Korah gathered against them all the assembly to the door of the tent of the meeting. And the glory of Jehovah appeared to all the congregation. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe and Aaron, saying, Separate yourselves from the midst of this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. And they fell on their faces and said, Elohe of spirits of all flesh, when one man sins, you will be angry with all the congregation? And Yehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the congregation, saying, Get away from the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. And Moses went to Dathan and Abiram, and the leaders of Israel followed him. And he spoke to the congregation, saying, Depart now from the tents of the wicked men, and do not touch anything that is unto them, lest you be consumed in all their sins. And they got away from around the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. And Dathan and Abiram came out and stood at the door of their tents, and their wives, and their sons, and the infants. And Moses said, By this you shall know that Jehovah has sent me to do all these, the works, for they are not from my own heart. If these men die like the death of all mankind, Ha'adam, die, or if the common fate of all Ha'adam is visited upon them, then Jehovah has not sent me. But if Jehovah creates a new thing, and the ground opens its mouth and swallows them, and all that belongs to them, and they descend alive into Sheol, then you will know that these, the men, have despised Jehovah. And it came to pass, as he finished speaking all these words, that the ground split apart that was under them, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all their men that were with Korah, and all the goods. And they went down, they and all those with them, alive, into Sheol, and the earth closed over them, and they perished from the midst of the assembly. And all Israel who were around them fled at their cry, for they said, Lest the earth swallow us. And a fire came out from Jehovah, and it consumed the 250 men who were bringing near the incense. Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest, and he shall lift up the firepans out of the blaze, and to scatter the fire some distance away, for they are holy. The censers of these, the sinners against their own souls, and let them be made into hammered plates, as a covering for the altar, because they brought them near before the face of Jehovah, and they are holy. And they shall be a sign to the sons of Israel. And Eleazar the priest took the bronze fire pans that the burned ones had brought near, and they were hammered out as a covering on the altar, a memorial to the sons of Israel, so that a man of a foreigner who is not a descendant of Aaron should not come near to offer incense before the face of Jehovah, that he might become like Korah and his companions, as Jehovah had said, by the hand of Moshe. And all the congregation of the sons of Israel murmured the next day against Moses and Aaron, saying, You have killed the people of Jehovah. And it came to pass, when the congregation had gathered against Moshe and Aaron, that they turned toward the tent of meeting, and behold, the cloud covered it, and the glory of YHWH appeared, and Moshe and Aaron came to the face of the tent of meeting. And YHWH spoke to Moshe again, saying, Get away from the midst of the congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. And they fell on their faces, and Moses said to Aaron, Take the fire pan, and put on it fire from the altar, and set on it incense, and take it quickly to the congregation, and make atonement for them. For the wrath has gone out from before the face of YHWH, and the plague has begun. And Aaron took it as Moses commanded, and he ran into the midst of the assembly. And behold, the plague had begun among the people. And he put in the incense and made atonement upon the people. And he stood between the dead and between the living. And the plague was stopped. And those who died in the plague were 14,700, besides those who died on account of Korah. And Aaron returned to Moses at the door of the tent of meeting, for the plague had stopped. And YHWH spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, and get from them a staff, a rod from each house of a father, according to the house of their father, all their leaders, 12 rods. Of each man you shall write the name on his rod, and you shall write the name of Aaron on the rod for Levi, for there shall be one rod for the head of the house of their fathers. And you shall place them in the tent of meeting before the face of the testimony, where I meet with you there. And it shall come to pass in that rod of the man whom I choose, it will blossom. And I will rid myself of the complaints of the sons of Israel, which they make against you. And Moses spoke to the sons of Israel, and gave a rod to him, each of their leaders, for 1 leader apiece, for 1 leader, according to the houses of their fathers, 12 rods. And the rod of Aaron was in the midst of their rods. And Moses placed the rods before the face of YHWH in the tent of the testimony. And it came to pass on the next day that Moses went into the tabernacle of witness, and behold, the rod of Aaron for the house of Levi had sprouted, and put forth buds, and produced blossoms, and yielded almonds. And Moses brought out all the rods before YHWH to all the sons of Israel. And they looked, and each man took his rod. And YHWH said to Moshe, Bring back the rod of Aaron before the face of the testimony to be kept as a sign against the rebels, that you may put away their complaints against me, lest they die. And Moses did as YHWH had commanded him. So he did. And the sons of Israel spoke to Moses, saying, Behold, we have expired. We have perished. All of us have perished. Whoever approaching who comes near to the tabernacle of YHWH must die. Are we to utterly die? And YHWH said to Aaron, You and your sons and the house of your fathers shall bear with you the iniquity of the sanctuary. You and your sons with you, you shall bear the iniquity of your priesthood. And your brothers of the tribe of Levi, the tribe of your father, bring near, that they may be joined with you and serve you while your sons are with you before the tent of testimony. And they shall attend to your needs and the needs of all the tabernacle. However, they shall not come near to the articles of the sanctuary and the altar, lest they die, both they and also you. And they shall be joined with you, and attend to the needs of the tent of meeting. For all the work of the tabernacle, an outsider may not come near to you. And you shall attend to the duties of the sanctuary and the duties of the altar, lest there be no more wrath on the sons of Israel. And I, Behold, I have taken your brothers, the Levites, from the midst of the sons of Israel to you. They are a gift by YHWH given to do the work of the tent of meeting. Therefore, you and your sons with you shall attend to your priesthood for everything concerning the altar, and you shall serve behind the veil. As a gift for a service, I give to you your priesthood, and the outsider who comes near shall be put to death. And YHWH spoke to Aaron, and behold, I have given you charge of all my contributions, the holy gifts of the sons of Israel. I have given to you as a portion, and to your sons as an ordinance forever. This shall be yours from the Holy of Holies, from all their fire offerings, all grain offerings, and all sin offerings, and all guilt offerings, which they render to me. Holy of Holies, it is for you and to your sons. You shall eat it in the Holy of Holies, every male shall eat it. It shall be holy to you. And this contribution of their gift with all the wave offerings of the sons of Israel is yours. I have given them to you and to your sons and daughters with you as an everlasting ordinance. Everyone who is clean in your house may eat it, all the best of the oil and all the best of the new wine and the grain, their first fruits, that they offer to YHWH. I have given them to you. Of all the first fruits that is in their land, which they bring to YHWH, shall be unto you. Everyone who is clean in your house may eat it. Every devoted thing in Israel shall be unto you. Everything opening the womb of all flesh, which they bring near to YHWH, whether the man or the beast, shall be yours. Nevertheless, you must redeeming the firstborn of the man and the firstborn of the unclean animal, you shall redeem. And their ransomed ones from a son of a month old you shall redeem according to your valuation for 5 silver shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary. It is 20 gerahs. But the firstborn of an ox, or the firstborn of a sheep, or the firstborn of a goat, you shall not redeem. They are holy. You shall sprinkle their blood on the altar, and their fat you shall burn as a fire offering for an aroma pleasing to YHWH. And the breast of their flesh and the right thigh of the wave offering shall be unto you. They are for you. All the contributions of the holy things which the sons of Israel offer to YHWH, I have given to you and your sons and daughters with you as an everlasting statute, a covenant of salt. It is an everlasting before the face of YHWH with you and your seed with you. And YHWH said to Aaron, in their land you shall not inherit, and you shall not have any portion in their midst. I am your portion and your inheritance in the midst of the sons of Israel and the sons of Levi. Behold, I have given all the tents in Israel as an inheritance in return for their work that they perform, the service of the tent of meeting. And hereafter the sons of Israel shall not come near the tent of Moed, lest they bear sin and die. And the Levites shall perform the work of the tent of meeting, and they shall bear their iniquity, a statute forever. Throughout your generations and in the midst of the sons of Israel, they shall have no inheritance. For the tents of the sons of Israel, which they offer up to YHWH as a contribution, I have given to the Levites as an inheritance. Upon this I have said to them in the midst of the sons of Israel, and they shall not have an inheritance. And YHWH spoke to Moshe, saying, and to the Levites speak, and say to them, when you take from the sons of Israel the tithes that I have given to you from them as your inheritance, you shall offer up from it a contribution to Yehovah, a tenth of the tenth. And your contribution shall be reckoned to you as though it were the grain of the threshing floor, and as the fullness of the winepress. Thus you shall lift up all your contribution to Yehovah from all your tenths that you receive from the sons of Israel. And you shall give from it the contribution of Yehovah to Aaron the priest. Of all your gifts you shall lift up every contribution of Yehovah from all its fat, its holy part from it. And you shall say to them in your lifting up from its fat, it shall be reckoned to the Levites as the produce of the threshing floor and as the produce of the winepress. And you may eat it in any place and your house, for it is a reward to you for your work in the tent of meeting. And you shall bear the sin of it because you have lifted up its fat from it. And the holy gifts of the sons of Israel you shall not defile, lest you die. Chapter 19, verse 1 through chapter 22, verse 1. And Jehovah spoke to Moses and Aaron, saying, This is the ordinance of the Torah that Jehovah has commanded, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, and they shall bring to you a red heifer, unblemished, in which there is no blemish, and which a yoke has not gone upon it. And you shall give it to Eleazar the priest, and he shall bring it out toward outside the camp, and it shall be slaughtered before him. And Eleazar the priest shall take of its blood with his finger, and sprinkle directly toward the front of the tent of meeting of its blood 7 times. And the heifer shall be burned before his eyes, and its hide and its flesh and its blood and its dung shall be burned. And the priest shall take cedar wood and hyssop and scarlet, and cast them into the midst of the burning heifer. And the priest shall wash his clothes, and he shall bathe his flesh in the water, and afterward he shall come into the camp, and the priest shall be unclean until evening. And a clean man shall gather up the ashes of the heifer, and store them outside of the camp in a clean place. And they shall be for the congregation of the sons of Israel, kept for the water of purification. It is for purifying from sin. And the one who gathers the ashes of the heifer shall wash his clothes, and be unclean until the evening. And it shall be for the sons of Israel, and for the sojourner who is sojourning in their midst, the statute forever. He who touches against any dead body of a man shall be unclean 7 days. He shall cleanse himself from sin with the water on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day he will be clean. But if he does not cleanse himself from the sin on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day, he will not be clean. Anyone who touches the dead body of a man who has died, and does not cleanse himself from sin, he defiles the tabernacle of Yehovah, and that person shall be cut off from Israel because of the water of purification was not sprinkled on him. He shall be unclean, and his uncleanness is still on him. This is the Torah of the man when he dies in a tent. All in a tent who come into the tent, and all who are in the tent, shall be unclean 7 days. And every open vessel that has no cover fastened on it is unclean. And whoever touches one who is slain by a sword, or who has died, or a bone of a man, or a grave in an open field, shall be unclean 7 days. And they shall take some of the ashes of the burning for sin for the unclean, and shall be put on them living water in a vessel. And a man who is clean shall take hyssop and dip it in the water, and sprinkle it on the tent, and on all the vessels, and on all the persons who were there, or on the one who touched against a bone, or against the slain, or against the dead, or against a grave. And the clean one shall sprinkle on the unclean on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day he shall cleanse him from sin on the seventh day, and wash his clothes, and bathe in the water, and he shall be clean at the evening. And the man who is unclean, and does not cleanse himself from sin, and that person shall be cut off from the midst of the assembly, because he has defiled the sanctuary of YHWH. The water of purification has not been sprinkled on him. He is unclean. And it shall be for them an everlasting statute. And he who sprinkles the water of purification shall wash his clothes, and he who touches the water of purification shall be unclean until the evening. And whatever touches the unclean one in it shall be unclean, and the person who touches it shall be unclean until evening. And all the congregation of the sons of Israel came into the wilderness of Sin in the first month, and the people stayed in Kadesh. And Miriam died there, and was buried there. And there was not water there for the congregation, and they gathered together against Moses and Aaron. And the people contended with Moses, and spoke, saying, And if only we had perished, perishing with our brothers before the face of YHWH. And why have you brought up the assembly of YHWH into this wilderness to die here, we and our livestock? And why have you made us come up out of Egypt to bring us to this evil place? It is a place of no grain, nor figs, nor vines, nor pomegranates, and there is no water to drink. And Moses and Aaron went from the face of the assembly to the door of the tent of meeting, and they fell on their faces. And the glory of YHWH appeared to them, and YHWH spoke to Moshe, saying, Take the rod, gather together the congregation, and you and Aaron and your brother speak to the rock before their eyes, and it shall yield its water. And you shall bring for them water from the rock, and give drink to the congregation and to their livestock. And Moses took the rod from before, as YHWH had commanded him. And Moses and Aaron gathered the assembly together at the face of the rock. And he said to them, Hear now, you rebels, from this rock water shall be brought forth for you. And Moses lifted up his hand and struck the rock with his rod twice. And water came out abundantly, and the congregation and their livestock drank. And YHWH said to Moshe and Aaron, Because you did not believe me to show my holiness in the eyes of the sons of Israel, therefore you shall not bring this assembly into the land that I have given them. Those were called the water of Meribah, because the sons of Israel argued with YHWH, and he proved himself holy among them. And Moses sent messengers from Kadesh to the king of Edom. Thus says your brother Israel, You know all the hardship that has found us, and how our fathers went down to Egypt, and we dwelt in Egypt a long time, and Egypt afflicted us and our fathers. And we cried out to YHWH, and he heard our voice, and sent an angel, and brought us up out of Egypt. And here we are in Kadesh, a city on the edge of your border. Let us pass through your country. We will not pass through fields or vineyards, and we will not drink the water of a well. We will go along the highway of the king, and we will not turn aside to the right hand or to the left until we have passed through your territory. And Edom said to him, You shall not pass through my land, lest with the sword I come out against you. And the sons of Israel said to him, We will go on the highway, and if we drink any of your water, I or my livestock, I will give their price, only nothing more on foot. Let me pass through. And he said, You shall not pass through. And Edom came out against them, and many men, and with a mighty hand. And Edom refused to give Israel passage through his territory, and turned Israel away from him. And the sons of Israel journeyed from Kadesh, and all the congregation came to Mount Hor. And YHWH spoke to Moshe and Aaron in the Mount Hor, by the border of Edom, saying, Aaron shall be gathered to his people. He shall not enter into the land that I have given to the sons of Israel, upon that you rebelled against my word at the water of Meribah. Take Aaron and Eleazar his son, and bring them up to the Mount Hor, and strip Aaron of his garments, and put them on Eleazar his son. And as for Aaron, he shall be gathered and die there. And Moshe did as Jehovah had commanded, and they went up to Mount Hor before the eyes of all the congregation. And Moses stripped Aaron of his garments, and put them on Eleazar his son. And Aaron died there on the top of the mountain. And Moses and Eleazar came down from the mountain. And all the congregation saw that Aaron was dead, and they, the whole house of Israel, mourned for Aaron for 30 days. And the Canaanite king of Arad, who dwelt in the Negev, heard that Israel was coming out on the road of Atharim, and he fought against Israel and took some of them captive. And Israel made a vow to Jehovah and said, if you will delivering this people into my hand, then I will devote their cities to destruction. And Jehovah listened to the voice of Israel and delivered up the Canaanite. And they devoted them and their cities to destruction. And the name of the place was Hormah. And they journeyed from the Mount Hor by the way of the Red Sea to go around the land of Edom. And the soul of the people was short on the way. And the people spoke against Elohim and against Moses. Why have you brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no food and no water, and our soul loathes this worthless bread. And Jehovah sent among the people fiery serpents, and they bit the people, and many of the people of Israel died. And the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned, for we have spoken against Jehovah and against you. Pray to Jehovah that he take away from us the serpents. And Moses prayed for the people. And Jehovah said to Moshe, make for yourself a fiery serpent, and set it on a pole. And it shall come to pass that anyone who is bitten, and he looks at it, he shall live. And Moses made a bronze serpent and put it on a pole. And it came to pass, if a serpent had bitten anyone, and he looked upon the bronze serpent, he lived. And the sons of Israel set out and camped in Oboth. And they set out from Oboth and camped at Le Abarim, in the wilderness that is east of Moab toward the sunrise. And from there they set out and camped in the valley of Zered. From there they set out and camped on the other side of Anon, which is in the wilderness that extends from the border of the Amorite. For the Arnon is the border of Moab, between Moab and between the Amorite. Upon thus it is said in the book of the wars of Jehovah, Rahab in Suphah, and the brooks of Arnon, and the slope of the brooks that reaches to the dwelling of Ar, and lies on the border of Moab. And from there they went to Berer. It is the well where Jehovah said to Moshe, gather together the people, and I will give them water. And Israel sang this song, spring up, O well, sing to it. The princes dug the well, the nobles of the nation hollowed it out by the lawgiver, by their staffs. And from the wilderness they went to Mattanah, and from Mattanah to Nahaliel, and from Nahaliel to Bamoth, and from Bamoth in the valley, that is in the country of Moab, to the top of Pisgah, which looks towards the face of Yeshimon. And Israel sent messengers to Sihon, king of the Amorites, saying, let me pass through your land. We will not turn aside into a field or into a vineyard, nor will we drink the water of a well. By the highway of the king we will go until we have passed through your territory. And Sihon would not allow Israel to pass through his territory. And Sihon gathered together all his people and went out against Israel in the wilderness. and he came to Yahaz and fought against Israel. And Israel defeated him by the mouth of the sword, and took possession of his land from the Arnon to the Jabbok, as far as the sons of Ammon, for the border of the sons of Ammon was strong. And Israel took all the cities, and Israel dwelt in all the cities of the Amorite in Heshbon, and in all its villages. For Heshbon, the city of Sihon, king of the Amorite, who had fought against the former king of Moab, had taken all his land out of his hand as far as Arnon. For thus upon the speakers of the proverbs say, Come to Heshbon, let it be built, and let the city of Sihon be repaired. For fire went out from Heshbon, a flame from the town of Sihon. It devoured Ar of Moab, the dominant heights of Arnon. Woe to you, Moab! You are destroyed, people of Chemosh. He has given his sons as fugitives, and his daughters into captivity to an Amorite king, Sihon. But we have shot them down. Heshbon is destroyed as far as Dibon, and we have laid waste as far as Nophah, which reaches to Medeba. And Israel dwelt in the land of the Amorite. And Moses sent men to spy out Iazer, and they took its villages and drove out the Amorite who was there. And they turned and went up by the way of Bashan, and Og went out. He was the king of Bashan. He went out against them, he and all his people, to battle at Edrei. And Jehovah said to Moshe, Do not fear him, for I have delivered him into your hand, and all his people, and his land. And you shall do to him as you did to Sihon, king of the Amorite, who dwelt in Heshbon. And they defeated him, and his sons, and all his people, until there was not one survivor left to him. And they took possession of his land. And the sons of Israel set out and camped in the plains of Moab, across the Jordan from Jericho. Chapter 22, verse 2, through chapter 25, verse 9. And Balak, son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorite. And Moab was exceedingly afraid of the people because they were numerous. And Moab was sick with dread because of the sons of Israel. And Moab said to the elders of Midian, Now this congregation will lick up everything around us as an ox licks up the green of the field. And Balak, son of Zippor, was king of the Moabites at that time. And he sent messengers to Balaam, son of Beor, at Pethor, which is near the river in the land of the sons of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, a people has come from Egypt. Behold, he has covered the eye of the land, and he is dwelling next to me. And now come, please, and curse for me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Perhaps I will be able to strike them and drive them out of the land. For I know that whom you bless is blessed, and whom you curse is cursed. And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed, and with their diviner's fee in their hands. And they came to Balaam and spoke to him the words of Balak. And he said to them, Lodge here for the night, and I will bring back to you the word as Jehovah speaks to me. And the princes of Moab stayed with Balaam. And Elohim came to Balaam and said, Who are these men with you? And Balaam said to Elohim, Balak, son of Zippor, king of Moab, has sent word to me. Behold, there is a people who came out of Egypt, and they cover the surface of the land. Now come, curse them for me. Perhaps I will be able to fight against them and drive them out. And Elohim said to Balaam, You shall not go with them. You shall not curse the people, for it is blessed. And Balaam rose in the morning and said to the princes of Balak, Go back to your land, for Jehovah has refused to give me permission to go with you. And the princes of Moab rose and went back to Balak. and said, Balaam refuses to come with us. Then Balak sent messengers and representatives once again, more numerous and more distinguished than the previous. They came to Balaam and said to him, This is what Balak, the son of Zippor, says. I beg you, let nothing keep you from coming to me, for I will indeed honor you richly, and I will do whatever you tell me. Please come then, curse this people for me. And Balaam answered and said to the servants of Balak, Though Balak were to give to me the fullness of his house in silver and gold, I could not go beyond the word of Jehovah my Elohim, to do less or more. And now stay, please, in this place also tonight, that I may know what more Jehovah will speak to me. And Elohim came to Balaam at night, and he said to him, If the men have come to call you, rise and go with them, but you shall do only the thing that I tell you. And Balaam arose in the morning, saddled his donkey, and went with the princes of Moab. And the anger of Elohim was kindled because he went. And the angel of Jehovah took his stand in the road as an adversary against him. And he was riding on his donkey, and two of his servants with him. And the donkey saw the angel of Jehovah standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And the donkey turned aside out of the way and went into the field. And Balaam struck the donkey to return her to the road. And the angel of Jehovah stood in a narrow passage of the vineyards, with a wall on this side and a wall on that side. And the donkey saw the angel of Jehovah, and she pushed herself against the wall and crushed the foot of Balaam against the wall. And again he struck her. And the angel of Jehovah went further and stood in a narrow place where there was no way to turn aside to the right hand or to the left. And the donkey saw the angel of Jehovah, and she lay down under Balaam. And the anger of Balaam was kindled, and he struck the donkey with his staff. And Jehovah opened the mouth of the donkey, and she said to Balaam, What have I done to you, that you have struck me these 3 times? And Balaam said to the donkey, Because you have acted mockingly with me. Oh, I wish that there was a sword in my hand, and I would kill you now. And the donkey said to Balaam, Am I not your donkey, which you have ridden on me always until this day? And is this the custom I am accustomed to do to you? And he said, No. And Jehovah opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of Jehovah standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand, and he bowed his head and fell flat on his face. And the angel of Jehovah said to him, On what account that you have struck your donkey these 3 times? Behold, I have come out to stand against you because your way is perverse before me. And the donkey saw me and turned aside before my face these 3 times. Had she not turned aside from me, surely by now you also I would have killed, and let her live. And Balaam said to the angel of Jehovah, I have sinned, for I did not know that you stood against me in the road. And now, if it is evil in your eyes, I will turn back by myself. And the angel of Jehovah said to Balaam, Go with the men, and only speak the word that I shall speak to you. And Balaam went with the princes of Balak. And Balak heard that Balaam was coming, and he went out to meet him in the city of Moab, which is at the border of Ammon, which is in the boundary of the territory. And Balak said to Balaam, Was it not that I sent to you, sending to call for you? Why did you not come to me? Truly, I am not able to honor you. And Balaam said to Balak, Behold, I have come to you now. Am I really able to speak anything? The word that Elohim puts in my mouth, that only shall I speak. And Balaam went with Balak, and they came to Kiriath Huzot. And Balak offered oxen and sheep, and he sent some to Balaam and to the princes who were with him. And it was the next day that Balak went, and Balaam went up into Bamoth Baal, that he might observe from there the extremity of the people. And Balaam said to Balak, build for me in this place 7 altars, and prepare for me in this place 7 bulls and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had spoken, and Balaam offered the bull and a ram on each altar. And Balaam said to Balak, stand by your burnt offering, and I will go. Perhaps Jehovah will come to meet me, and the word of what he shows me, I will tell it to you. And he went to a barren height, and Elohim met with Balaam, and he said to him, I have prepared 7 altars, and I have offered a bull and a ram on each altar. And Jehovah put a word in the mouth of Balaam and said, return to Balak, and thus you shall speak. And he returned to him, and behold, he was standing by the burnt offering, and all his princes of Moab. And he lifted up his oracle and said, from Aram, Balak the king of Moab has brought me from the mountains of the east, saying, come, declare Jacob cursed for me, and come, curse Israel. How am I supposed to put a curse on him, upon whom Elohim has not put a curse? And how am I to curse him, who Jehovah has not cursed? For I see him from the top of the rocks, and I look at him from the hill. Behold, a people that lives in isolation and does not consider itself to be among the nations. Who has counted the dust of Jacob, or the number of the 4th part of Israel? May I die the death of the upright, and may my end be like his. And Balak said to Balaam, what have you done to me? To curse my enemies I took you, and behold, you have blessed them with blessing. And he answered and said, is it not that what Jehovah has put in my mouth? I must guard myself to speak. And Balak said to him, come, please with me to another place where you may see them from there, only the outer part of them, and you shall not see them all, and put a curse on them for me from there. And he took him to the field of Zophim, to the top of Pisgah. And he built 7 altars, and offered a bull and a ram on each altar. And he said to Balak, stand here beside your burnt offering, which I myself will then meet Jehovah over there. And Jehovah met Balaam, and put a word in his mouth, and said, return to Balak, and this is what you shall speak. And he came to him, and behold, he is standing by the burnt offering, and the princes of Moab were with him. And Balak said to him, what has Jehovah spoken? And he lifted up his oracle and said, rise up, O Balak, give ear, and hear to me, O son of Zippor. El is not a man that he would lie, nor a son of man that he would change his mind. Has he not said, and will he not do? Or has he spoken, and will he not fulfill? Behold, I have received a word to bless, and he has blessed. I cannot reverse it. He has not looked at iniquity in Jacob, and he has not seen wickedness in Israel. Jehovah, his Elohim, is with him, and the joyful shout of a king is among them. El brings them out of Egypt. He is for them like the horns of a wild ox. For there is no sorcery against Jacob, nor is there any divination against Israel. And now it must be said of Jacob and of Israel, what El has done. Behold, a people like a lioness rises, and like a lion it raises itself. It shall not lie down until it devours the prey and drinks the blood of the slain. And Balak said to Balaam, do not curse them at all, nor bless them at all. But Balaam replied to Balak, did I not tell you? Whatever Yehovah speaks, I must do. And Balak said to Balaam, please come, and I will take you to another place. Perhaps it will please the eye of the Elohim, that you may curse them for me from there. And Balak took Balaam to the top of Peor, that overlooks toward the face of Yeshimon. And Balaam said to Balak, build for me in this place 7 altars, and prepare for me in this place 7 bulls and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had said, and offered a bull and a ram on each altar. And Balaam saw that it was good in the eyes of Jehovah to bless Israel, and he did not go as time by time before to seek to use sorcery, and he set his face toward the wilderness. And Balaam lifted up his eyes and saw Israel encamped according to their tribes. And the spirit of Elohim came upon him, and he lifted up his oracle and said, a declaration of Balaam, son of Beor, and a declaration of the man whose eyes are opened, a declaration of him who hears the words of El, who sees Shaddai in a vision, and who falls down with eyes wide open. Ma tovu. How lovely are your tents, O Yaakov, your dwelling, O Yitzrael. Like valleys that stretch out, like gardens by the river, like aloes planted by Yehovah, like cedars beside the waters. He shall pour water from his buckets, and his seed is in abundant waters. And his king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. El brings him out of Egypt. He is for like the strength of a wild ox. He shall consume the nations, his enemies, and their bones he shall break, and with his arrows pierce. He crouches, he lies down like a lion, and as a lioness, who shall rouse him? He who blesses you is blessed, and he who curses you is cursed. And the anger of Balak was kindled against Balaam, and he struck together his hands, and Balak said to Balaam, I called you to curse my enemies, and look, you have blessed them these 3 times. Now flee for yourself to your place. I said I would richly reward you with rewarding, and in fact, Jehovah has kept you back from honor. And Balaam said to Balak, was it not even to your messengers whom you sent to me that I spoke, saying that if Balak were to give me the fullness of his house in silver and gold, I could not go beyond the word of Jehovah, to do good or bad of my own will? That which Jehovah says, that I must speak. And indeed, I am going to my people. Come, and I will counsel you of what this people will do to your people in the latter days. And he lifted up his oracle and said, a declaration of Balaam, son of Beor, and a declaration of a man with opened eyes, a declaration of him who hears the words of El, and has the knowledge of the Most High, the vision of Shaddai. He sees falling down and eyes wide open. I see him, but now. I behold him, but not near. A star shall come out of Yaakov, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and batter the brow of Moab, and destroy all the sons of tumult. And Edom shall be a possession, and Seir, its enemies, will be a possession, while Israel performs valiantly. One from Yaakov shall rule, and will eliminate the survivors from the city. And he saw Amalek, and he lifted up his oracle and said, first among the nations was Amalek, and his end is utter destruction. And he looked on the Canaanite, and he lifted up his oracle and said, Enduring is your dwelling place, and your nest is set in the rock. For nevertheless the Canaanite shall be for burning, until Ashur will take you captive. And he lifted up his oracle and said, Alas, who shall live when El does this? And ships shall come from the hand of Kittim, and they shall afflict Ashur, and afflict Eber, and he is for utter destruction. And Balaam rose and departed, and returned to his place, and also Balak went his way. And Israel remained in Shittim, and the people began to prostitute themselves with the daughters of Moab. And they invited the people to the sacrifices of their gods, and the people ate and bowed down to their gods. And Israel joined to Baal of Peor, and the anger of YHWH angered against Israel. And YHWH said to Moshe, Take all the heads of the people and hang the offenders before YHWH out in the sun before YHWH, so that the fierce anger of YHWH may turn away from Israel. And Moses said to the judges of Israel, Each man must kill his men who were joined to Baal of Peor. And indeed, one of the sons of Israel came and brought near to his brothers a Midianitess before the eyes of Moses, and before the eyes of all the congregation of the sons of Israel, and they were weeping at the door of the tent of meeting. And Phinehas, son of Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, saw it. And he rose from the midst of the congregation, and he took a spear in his hand. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent, and thrust through the two of them, the man of Israel and the woman, through her body. And the plague among the sons of Israel was stopped. And those who died in the plague were 24,000. Chapter 25, verse 10 through chapter 30, verse 1. And YHWH spoke to Moshe, saying, Pinchas, son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, has turned back my wrath from the sons of Israel, because he was zealous with my zeal in their midst, so that I did not consume the sons of Israel in my zeal. Therefore say, Behold, I give to him my covenant of shalom. And it shall be to him and his seed after him an everlasting covenant of a priesthood, upon that he was zealous for his Eloheh, and made atonement upon the sons of Israel. And the name of the man who was killed, he who was killed with the Midianites, was Zimri, son of Sailu, a leader, father of the house of the Simeonite. And the name of the woman who was killed, the Midianitess, was Cosbi, the daughter of Zur, head of a tribe. He was a father of a house in Midian. And YHWH spoke to Moshe, saying, Trouble the Midianites and strike them, for they troubled you with their schemes by which they seduced you in the matter of Peor, and in the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of the chief of Midian, their sister, who was killed in the day of the plague over the matter of Peor. And it came to pass after the plague that YHWH spoke to Moshe and Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, saying, Take a census of all the congregation of the sons of Israel, from a son of 20 years and above, by the house of their fathers, all who are able to go to war in Israel. And Moses and Eleazar the priest spoke with them in the plains of Moab, by the Jordan near Jericho, saying, Take a census from a son of 20 years and above, as YHWH has commanded. Moshe and the sons of Israel who came out of the land of Egypt were as follows: Reuben, the firstborn of Israel. The sons of Reuben are, of Hanok, the family of the Hanochite; of Palu, the family of the Paluite; of Hezron, the family of the Ezronite; of Carmi, the family of the Carmite. These are the families of the Reubenite, and those who were numbered, 43,730. And the sons of Palu, Eliab. And the sons of Eliab were Nemuel, and Dathan, and Abiram. They are the Dathan and Abiram called of the congregation who contended against Moshe and Aaron in the company of Korah, when they contended with Jehovah, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up, and Korah with them, in the death of the company when the fire devoured the 250 men, that they became a sign. The sons of Korah, however, did not die. The sons of Simeon by their families are of Nemuel, the family of the Nemuelite, of Yamin, the family of the Yaminite, of Yachin, the family of the Yachinite, of Serah, the family of the Zerahite, of Shaul, the clan of the Shaulite. These are the clans of the Simeonite, 22,000. The sons of Gad, by their families, are of Zephon, the family of the Zephonite, of Haggai, the family of the Haggite, of Shuni, the family of the Shunite, of Ozni, the family of the Oznite, of Eri, the family of the Erite, of Arod, the family of the Arodite, of Ereli, the family of the Arilite. These are the families of the sons of Gad by their numbered ones, 40,500. The sons of Yehudah were and Onan, and and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Judah by their families are of Shelah, the family of the Shelonite, of Perez, the family of the Perezite, of Zerah, the family of the Zerahite. And the sons of Perez are of Hezron, the family of the Hezronite, of Hamul, the family of the Hamulite. These are the families of Yehudah by their numbered ones, 76,500. The sons of Issachar by their families are of Tola, the family of the Tolaite, of Puvah, the family of the Punite, of Yashub, the family of the Yashubite, of Shimron, the family of the Shimronite. These are the families of Issachar by their numbered ones, 64,300. The sons of Zebulun by their families are of Zered, the family of the Zedadite, of Elon, the family of the Elonite, of Yahleel, the family of the Yaheleite. These are the families of the Zebulunite by their numbered 60,500. The sons of Joseph by their families of Manasseh and Ephraim are the sons of Manasseh of Machir, the sons of the Machirite. And Machir begat Gilead. Of Gilead, the family of the Gileadite. These were the sons of Gilead. Lezer, the son of the Lezerite. Of Helech, the son of the Helechite. And of Azriel, the family of the Azrielite. And of Shechem, the family of the Shechemite. And of Shemidah, the family of the Shemidite. And of Hepher, the family of the Ephraite. And Zelophehad, son of Hepher, had no sons to him, but only daughters. And the name of the daughters of Zelophehad were Mahlah, and Noah, and Hoglah, and Milcah, and Tirzah. These were the clans of Manasseh, and their numbered ones, 52,700. These were the sons of Ephraim by their families. Of Shuthelah, the family of the Shuthelahite. Of Becher, the family of the Bachrite. Of Tahan, the family of the Tahanite. And these are the sons of Shuthelah. Eran, the family of the Adanite. These were the family of the sons of Ephraim by their numbered ones, 32,500. These are the sons of Joseph by their families. The sons of Benjamin by their families are of Bela, the family of the Belite, of Hashbel, the family of the Ashbelite, of Ahiram, the family of the Ahiramite, of Shufam, the family of the Shufamite, of Hufam, the family of the Hufamite. The sons of Bela were Ard and Naaman. Of Ard, the family of the Ardite, and of Naaman, the family of the Naamites. These are the sons of Benjamin by their families, and those who were numbered, 45,600. The sons of Dan by their families are of Shuham, the family of the Shuhamite. These are the families of Dan by their families. All the Shuhamite by their numbered ones were 64,400. The sons of Asher by their families are of Imnah, the family of the Imnite, of Ishvi, the family of the Ishvite, of Beriah, the family of the Beriites. And the sons of Beriah are of Heber, the sons of the Heberite, of Malchiel, the family of the Malchielite. No, the Malchielite. And the name of the daughter of Asher was Serah. These are the families of the sons of Asher by their numbered ones, 54,400. The sons of Naphtali by their families are of Yaziel, the family of the Yazielite, Guni, the family of the Gunite, Yezer, the family of the Yezerite, Shelem, the family of the Shelemite. These, the families of Naphtali by their families and their numbered ones, 45,400. These, the numbered ones of the sons of Israel, 601,730. And Yehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, to these the land shall be divided as an inheritance by the number of names. To the many you shall increase their inheritance, and to the few you shall diminish their inheritance. Each according to their numbered shall be given its inheritance. But by lot the land shall be divided by the names of their fathers of the tribes they shall inherit. According to the mouth of the lot their inheritance shall be divided between many and few. And these are the numbered ones of the Levite by their clans, and they are Gershon, the family of the Gershonite; Kohath, the family of the Kohathite; Merari, the family of the Merarite. These are the families of Levi. Of the Libnite, the family of the Hebronite, the family of the Mahlite, the family of the Mushite, and the family of the Koharite. And Korath begat Amram. And the name of the wife of Amram was Jochebed, the daughter of Levi, who was born to Levi in Egypt. And she bore to Amram Aaron, and Moshe, and Miriam, their sister. And to Aaron were born Nadab, and Abihu, and Eleazar, and Ithamar. And Nadab and Abihu died when they brought near strange fire before the face of Jehovah. And their numbered ones were 23,000. every male from a month old and upward, for they were not numbered among the sons of Israel, since no inheritance was given to them among the sons of Israel. They were numbered by Moses and Eleazar the priest, who numbered the sons of Israel in the plains of Moab by the Jordan, opposite Jericho. And among these there was not a man of those numbered by Moses and Aaron the priest when they numbered the sons of Israel in the wilderness of Sinai. For Jehovah had said to them, "Die, they will die in the wilderness." And there was not a man there left except Caleb, son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, son of Nun. And the daughters of Zelophehad, son of Hepher, son of Gilead, son of Machir of Manasseh, from the families of Manasseh, son of Joseph, came near. And these were the names of their daughters: Mahlah, Noah, and Hoglah, and Milcah, and Tirzah. And they stood before the face of Moshe, and before the face of Eleazar the priest, and before the face of the elders and all the congregation at the opening of the tent of the meeting, saying, Our father died in the wilderness, and he was not in the midst of the congregation of those who had gathered against Jehovah in company with Korah, but in his own sin did he die. And he had no sons of his own. Why should the name of our father be removed from the midst of our family because he had no son? Give us a possession in the midst of the brothers of our father. And Moshe brought their case near before the face of Jehovah. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, The daughters of Zelophehad, they speak correctly. You must give, in giving them, a possession in inheritance in the midst of the brothers of their father, and cause to pass over the inheritance of their father to them. And to the sons of Israel you shall speak, saying, If a man dies, and he has no son unto him, then you shall cause to pass over his inheritance to his daughter. And if he has no daughter, then you shall give his inheritance to his brothers. And if he has no brothers, then you shall give his inheritance to the brothers of his father. And if his father has no brothers, then you shall give his inheritance to his close relative, the nearest to him from his family, and he shall possess it. And it shall be to the sons of Israel a statute of judgment, as Jehovah has commanded Moses. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe, Go up into Mount of the Abarim, and see this, the land that I have given to the sons of Israel. And you shall see it, and shall be gathered to your people, even as Aaron your brother was gathered. For you rebelled against my mouth in the wilderness of Sin, in the strife of the congregation at the waters, to show my holiness before their eyes. These are the waters of Meribah at Kadesh in the wilderness of Sin. And Moshe spoke to Jehovah, saying, Let Jehovah, the Elohe of spirits of all flesh, appoint a man over the congregation who may go out before them, and go in before them, and who may lead them out and bring them in, that the congregation may not be like sheep of Jehovah that has no shepherd unto them. And Jehovah said to Moshe, Take with you Yehoshua, son of Nun, a man whom the Spirit is in, and lay your hand on him, and you shall stand him before the face of Eleazar the priest, and before the face of all the congregation, and you shall charge him in their eyes, and you shall put your authority on him, that all the congregation of the sons of Israel may be obedient. And he shall stand before Eleazar the priest, and he shall inquire for him by the judgment of Urim, before the face of Jehovah. At his word they shall go out, and at his word they shall come in, and he and all the sons of Israel, and all the congregation with him. And Moses did as Jehovah commanded him, and he took Joshua, and set him before the face of Eleazar the priest, and before the face of all the congregation. And he laid his hands on him, and appointed him, as Jehovah had spoken by the hand of Moses. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, Command the sons of Israel, and say to them, You shall be careful to bring near to me my offering, my food for offerings by fire, a soothing aroma to me at their appointed time. And you shall say to them, This is the fire offering that you shall bring near to Jehovah: 2 unblemished male lambs of a year old, day by day, as a burnt offering continually. You shall offer 1 lamb in the morning, and the second lamb you shall offer in the evening. Also, 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour as a grain offering mixed with 1/4 of a hin of pure oil. It is a continual burnt offering, which was made at Mount Sinai for a fire offering, a pleasing aroma to Jehovah. And its drink offering is 1/4 of a hin for 1 lamb in the holy place, to be poured out as a drink offering of strong drink to Jehovah. And you shall offer the second lamb in the evening, as the grain offering in the morning, and its drink offering you shall offer it as a fire offering, a pleasing aroma to Jehovah. On the Sabbath day, 2 lambs, sons of a year, unblemished, and 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour as a grain offering mixed with the oil, and its drink offering. This is the burnt offering for a Sabbath, for each Sabbath, besides the continual and its drink offering. And at the beginnings of your months, you shall bring near to Jehovah a burnt offering, 2 bulls and 1 ram, 7 male lambs 1 year old, without blemish, and 3/10 of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering for each bull, and 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering for each bull, and 2/10 of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering for the 1 ram, and 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering for each lamb as a burnt offering, a soothing aroma, an offering made by fire to Jehovah. Their drink offering shall be 1/2 a hin of wine for a bull, and 1/3 of a hin of ram, and 1/4 of a hin for a lamb. This is the burnt offering of each month throughout the months of the year. 1 male goat as a sin offering to Jehovah shall be offered as a drink, and with its drink offering in addition to the continual burnt offering. And at the first month, on the 14th day of the month, the Passover of Jehovah. And on the 15th day of this month is a feast for 7 days. Unleavened bread shall be eaten. On the first day is a holy convocation. You shall do no service of any work. And you shall bring near a fire offering, a burnt offering to Jehovah: 2 bulls, sons of the herd, and 1 ram, and 7 lambs of a year. They shall be unblemished. And their grain offerings of fine flour mixed with oil. You shall prepare 3/10 for a bull, 2/10 for a ram. You shall prepare 1/10 part for the lamb, 1 for the 7 of the lambs, and 1 goat as a sin offering to make atonement upon you. Besides the burnt offering of the morning, which is for a burnt continual offering, you shall prepare these. Like these you shall prepare day by day for 7 days the food of the fire offerings as a pleasing aroma to Jehovah, besides the continual burnt offering. It shall be made, and its drink offering, And on the 7th day you shall have a holy convocation. You shall do no work of any service. And on the day of first fruits, when you bring near a new grain offering to Jehovah in your weeks, you shall have a holy convocation. You shall do no service of any work. And you shall bring near a burnt offering as a pleasing aroma to Jehovah, 2 bulls, sons of the herd, 1 ram, and 7 lambs, sons of a year, and their grain offering of fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 for the 1 bull, 2/10 for the 1 ram, and 1/10 part for the lamb, 1 for the 7 lambs, 1 kid of the goats to make atonement upon you. Besides the continual burnt offering and its grain offering, you shall present them. Be sure they are unblemished, and their drink offerings. And in the 7th month, on the 1st day of the month, you shall have a holy convocation. You shall not do any service of work. It is a day of sounding Torah for you, and you shall offer a burnt offering as a pleasing aroma to Jehovah. 1 bull, a son of the herd, 1 ram, and 7 unblemished lambs, sons of a year, and their grain offerings of fine flour mixed with the oil, 3/10 of an ephah for the 1 bull, 2/10 for the ram, and 1/10 for the 1 lamb, 1 for the 7 lambs, and 1 kid of the goats as a sin offering to make atonement upon you. Besides the burnt offering of the month, and its grain offering, and the continual burnt offering, and its grain offering, and their drink offerings, according to their ordinance as a fire offering, a pleasing aroma to Jehovah. And on the 10th of this 7th month, you shall have a holy convocation, and you shall afflict your souls, and you shall not do any work, and you shall bring near a burnt offering to Jehovah, a pleasing aroma, 1 bull, a son of the herd, 1 ram, and 7 lambs, 7 sons of a year unblemished, and their grain offering, fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 for the 1 bull, 2/10 for the 1 ram, and 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs, and 1 male goat as a sin offering, besides the sin offering of atonement, and the continual burnt offering, and its grain and drink offering. And you shall have on the 15th day of the 7th month a holy convocation, and you shall not do any work of service, and you shall keep a feast to Jehovah 7 days. And you shall bring near a burnt offering, a fire offering, a pleasing aroma to Jehovah, 13 bulls, sons of the herd, 2 rams, and 14 lambs, sons of a year old, they shall be unblemished, and their grain offerings of the fine flour mixed with the oil, 3/10 of an ephah for each of the 13 bulls, 2/10 for each of the 2 rams, and 1/10 for each of the 14 lambs, and 1 kid goat as a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. And on the 2nd day, 12 bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs, sons of the herd, 1 year old without defect, and their grain offering, and their drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, by their number, according to the ordinance, and 1 kid goat as a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering, and its grain offering, and its drink offerings. And on the 3rd day, 11 bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs, son of a year old, they shall be unblemished, and 1 kid goat as a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering, and its grain offering, and its drink offering. And on the 4th day, 10 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 lambs, sons of a year, unblemished, and their grain offerings and their drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs by their number, according to the ordinance, and 1 kid of the goats as a sin offering beside the continual burnt offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. And on the 5th day, 9 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 lambs, sons of a year, unblemished, and their grain offerings and their drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, by their number, according to the ordinance, and 1 goat, as a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering, and its grain offering, and its drink offering. And on the 6th day, 8 bulls, 2 rams, and 14 lambs, son of a year, unblemished, and grain offerings, and their drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, by their number, according to the ordinance, and 1 goat, a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering, and its grain offering, and its drink offering. And on the 7th day, 7 bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs, sons of a year old, unblemished, and their grain offerings and their drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, and for the lambs, by their number, according to the ordinance, and 1 goat as a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. On the 8th day, you shall have a sacred ceremony and assembly, and you shall do no work of service, and you shall bring near a burnt offering, a fire offering as a pleasing aroma to Jehovah, 1 bull, 1 ram, and 7 unblemished lambs, sons of a year old, and their grain offerings and their drink offerings for the bull, for the ram, and for the lambs, by their number according to their ordinance, and 1 goat as a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering, and its grain offering, and its drink offering. These you shall present to Jehovah at your appointed times, in addition to your vows and your free will offerings, for your burnt offerings, and for your grain offerings, and for your drink offerings, and for your shalom offerings. And Moses spoke to the sons of Israel according to all that Jehovah commanded Moses. And Moses spoke to the heads of the tribes concerning the sons of Israel. This is the thing that Jehovah has commanded. Chapter 30, verse 1 through the end of chapter 32. And Moses spoke to the heads of the tribes concerning the sons of Israel. This is the thing that Jehovah has commanded. If a man makes a vow to Jehovah, to swear an oath to bind by some binding obligation on his soul, he shall not break his word. According to all that proceeds out of his mouth, he shall do. Or a woman, if she makes a vow to Jehovah and binds herself by some binding obligation, while in the house of her father in her youth, and her father hears her vow and the binding obligation by which she has bound on her soul, and her father keeps silent to her, then all her vows shall stand, and every binding obligation with which she has bound her soul upon shall stand. But if her father forbids her on the day that he hears, then any of her vows or her binding obligations by which she was bound on her soul shall not stand, and Jehovah will release her, because her father forbade her. And if she happens to be unto a husband while under her vows, or a rash utterance from her lips, and she has bound her soul, and her husband hears, on the day that he hears and makes no response to her, Her vows shall stand, and her binding obligations by which she bound on her soul shall stand. But if on the day that he hears, and her husband forbids her, he makes void her vow that she took and the rash utterance of her lips by which she bound on her soul, and Jehovah will release her. And a vow of a widow or a divorced woman, any by which she has bound upon her soul, shall stand against her. And if a married woman vowed in her husband's house, or put herself under a binding obligation with an oath, and her husband heard but said nothing to her, and did not overrule her, then all her vows shall stand, and every binding obligation by which she bound on her soul shall stand. But if her husband has nullified them on the day he heard, then whatever proceeded from her lips concerning her vows of the bond of her soul shall not stand. Her husband has made them void, and Jehovah will release her. All vows and all sworn binding obligations to afflict her soul, her husband may confirm it, or her husband may make it void. And if he being silent, her husband keeping silent to her from day to day, then he confirms all her vows, or all the binding obligations that bind her. He confirms them because he has kept quiet to her on the day that he heard. But if nullifying, he nullifies them after he has heard them, then he shall bear her iniquity. These are the statutes that Jehovah commanded Moses between a man and his wife, and between a father and his daughter in her youth, while in the house of her father. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, Avenge the vengeance of the sons of Israel against the Midianite, and afterward you shall be gathered to your people. And Moshe spoke to the people, saying, Arm some of your men for war, that they may go against the Midianite, to put vengeance of Jehovah on Midian. 1,000 from a tribe, 1,000 from each tribe of all the tribes of Israel, you shall send to war. And there were selected from the thousands of Israel 1,000 from each tribe, 12,000, armed for war. And Moses sent them 1,000 from each tribe to war, and he sent them along with Phinehas, son of Eleazar the priest, to war with the holy vessels and the trumpets, the sounding in his hand. And they warred against the Midianite as Jehovah had commanded Moshe, and they killed all the males. And they killed the kings of Midian and their pierced ones, Evi, and Rechem, and Zur, and Hur, and Reba, 5 kings of Midian. And they also killed Beor, son of Balaam, with the sword. And the sons of Israel took captive the women of Midian, and with their little ones, and they plundered all their cattle, and all their flocks, and all their goods. And also all the cities where they dwelt, and all their forts, they burned with fire. And they took all the spoil and all the plunder of man and beast, and they brought all to Moses and to Eleazar the priest, and to the congregation of the sons of Israel, the captives and the plunder and the spoil to the camp in the plains of Moab, which are by the Yarden, near Jericho. And Moses and Eleazar the priest and all the leaders of the congregation went toward the outside of the camp. And Moses was angry with the officers of the army, chiefs of the thousands, and chiefs of the hundreds who were coming in from battle. And Moses said to them, You have kept alive every female. Behold, these women caused the sons of Israel through the counsel of Balaam to trespass against Jehovah in the incident of Peor. And there was a plague among the congregation of Jehovah. And now kill every male among the little ones, and every woman who has known a man lying with him, you must kill. And every child among the women, who has not known the bed of a man, you shall keep alive for yourselves. And as for you, remain outside the camp 7 days. All who kills a soul and all who touches the slain, you shall cleanse yourself from sin on the 3rd day. And on the 7th day, you and your captives, and every garment, and every made thing of leather, and everything woven of goat's hair, and all wood vessels, you shall cleanse yourselves from sin. And Eleazar the priest said to the men of war who had gone to the battle, This is the ordinance of the law that Jehovah has commanded Moses. Only the gold and the silver, the bronze, the iron, and the tin and the lead, everything that can endure the fire, you shall put through the fire, and it shall be clean. Nevertheless, it shall also be purified with water for impurity. And all that cannot endure the fire, you shall put through the water. And you shall wash your clothes on the 7th day, and be clean, and afterward you may come into the camp. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, Count up the sum of the plunder that was taken of the man and the beast. You and Eleazar the priest, and the heads of the fathers of the congregation, and divide the plunder between those handling the battle, the warriors, and between the congregation, and raise a tribute to Jehovah from the men of the battle who went out to war, 1 in 500 of the persons, of the cattle, of the donkeys, and of the sheep. Take it from their half, and give it to Eleazar the priest as a contribution to Jehovah. And from the sons of the Israel's half, you shall take 1 portion from every 50 of the persons, of the cattle, of the donkeys, and of the sheep, from all the animals, and give them to the Levites who perform the service of the tabernacle of Jehovah. Moses and Eleazar the priest did just as Jehovah had commanded Moses. And the spoils that remained from the plunder which the men of war had plundered was 675,000 sheep, 72,000 cattle, 61,000 donkeys, and of people, of the women who had not known a man, in all were 32,000 souls. And the half, the share of those who went to war, was the number of the sheep, 337,500. The tribute to Jehovah of the sheep was 675. The cattle were 36,000, from which the tribute for Jehovah was 72. The donkeys were 30,500, from which the tribute of Jehovah was 61. And the people were 16,000, from whom the tribute to Jehovah was 32 souls. And Moses gave the tribute of contribution of Jehovah to Eleazar the priest, just as Jehovah had commanded Moses. As for the sons of Israel's half, which Moses separated from the men of war, the congregation's half was 337,500 sheep, 36,000 cattle, 30,500 donkeys, and the people were 16,000. From the sons of Israel's half, Moses took 1 portion from every 50, both of people and of animals, and gave them to the Levites, who performed the service of the tabernacle of Jehovah, just as Jehovah had commanded Moses. And the officers who were over the thousands of the army, the commanders of thousands and the commanders of hundreds, came near to Moshe, and they said to Moshe, Your servants have taken a census of the men of war who were under our authority, and no man of us is missing. And we have brought as an offering to Jehovah what each man found, articles of gold, armlets and bracelets, signet rings, earrings, and necklaces, to make atonement for ourselves before Jehovah. Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold from them, all kinds of crafted articles, And all the gold of the contribution that was lifted up to Yehovah from the commanders of thousands and the commanders of hundreds was 16,750 shekels. The men of war had taken plunder, every man for himself. And Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold from the commanders of the thousands and of hundreds, and brought it to the tent of meeting as a memorial for the sons of Israel before Yehovah. And the sons of Reuben and the sons of Gad were very numerous with livestock. And they saw the land of Yazer and the land of Gilead, that indeed that region was a place for livestock. And the sons of Gad and the sons of Reuben came and spoke to Moses and Eleazar the priest and to the leaders of the congregation, saying, Atarot and Dibon and Yazer and Nimrah and Heshbon and Elealeh and Shebam and Nebo and Beon, the land that Jehovah defeated before the face of the congregation of Israel, is a land for livestock, and your servants have livestock. And they said, If we have found favor in your eyes, let the land be given to your servants as a possession, and make us not pass over the Jordan. And Moses said to the sons of Gad and to the sons of Reuben, Shall your brothers go to war, and you sit here? And why do you discourage the heart of the sons of Israel from going over into the land that Jehovah has given them? Thus did your fathers when I sent them away from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. And they went up to the valley of Eshcol and saw the land, and they discouraged the heart of the sons of Israel, so as to not go into the land that Jehovah had given them. And the anger of Jehovah was kindled on that day, and he swore an oath, saying, Surely none of the men who came up from Egypt from a son of 20 years and above shall see the land of which I swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for they have not wholly followed me, except Caleb son of Jephunneh, and the Kizanite, and Joshua son of Nun, for they have wholly followed Jehovah. And the anger of Jehovah was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until the finishing of all the generation that had done evil in the eyes of Jehovah. And behold, you have risen up in the place of your fathers, a brood of sinful men, to add still more to the fierce anger of Jehovah against Israel. For if you turn away from following him, he will once again leave them in the wilderness, and you will destroy all this people. And they came near and said to him, We will build walls for sheep and our livestock here, and cities for our little ones. But we ourselves will be armed, hurrying ahead of the sons of Israel, until we have brought them to their place, while our little ones dwell in the fortified cities because of the inhabitants of the land. We will not return to our homes until all the sons of Israel have gained possession of his inheritance. But we will not have an inheritance with them on the other side of the Jordan and beyond, because our inheritance has come to us on this side of the Jordan toward the east. And Moses said to them, If you do this thing, if you arm yourselves before the face of the war, and all your armed men pass over the Jordan before the face of Jehovah, until he has driven out his enemies from before him, and the land is subdued before the face of Jehovah, then afterward you may return and be blameless before Jehovah and before Israel, and this land shall be your possession before the face of Jehovah. But if you do not do so, behold, you have sinned against Jehovah, and know that your sin, it will be found out. Build for yourselves cities for your little ones, and folds for your sheep, and what has proceeded out of your mouth, you shall do. And the sons of Gad and the sons of Reuben spoke to Moshe, saying, your servants will do as my master is commanding. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and all our livestock will be there in the cities of Gilead. And your servants will pass over, all armed men for war, before the face of YHWH, to battle, as my Lord has spoken. And Moses gave orders concerning them to Eleazar the priest and to Joshua, son of Nun, and to the chief fathers of the tribes of the sons of Israel. And Moses said to them, if the sons of Gad and the sons of Reuben pass over the Jordan with you, all armed men for battle before the face of YHWH, and the land is subdued before you, then you shall give them the land of Gilead as a possession. But if they, the armed, do not pass over with you, then they shall have possessions in your midst, in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Gad and the sons of Reuben answered, saying, as YHWH has said to your servants, so we will do. We will pass over, armed, before the face of YHWH into the land of Canaan, and with us is the possession of our inheritance on this side of the Jordan. And Moses gave to them, the sons of Gad and the sons of Reuben, and to the half tribe of Manasseh, son of Joseph, the kingdom of King Sihon of the Amorite, and the kingdom of King Og of Bashan, the land with its cities within its borders, and the cities of the surrounding country. And the sons of Gad built Dibon, Atarot, Aroer, Atrot, Shofan, Yazer, Yogbehah, Bet Nimrah, and Bet Han, as fortified cities and sheepfolds for their sheep and livestock. And the sons of Reuben built Heshbon, Eleale, Kiriathaim, Nebo, and Baal Meon, names being changed, and Sibmah, and they gave other names to the cities which they built. The sons of Machir, the son of Manasseh, went to Gilead, and took it, and depossessed the Amorites who were in it. And Moses gave Gilead to Machir, the son of Manasseh, and he lived in it. Yair, the son of Manasseh, went and took its towns, and called them Havot Yair. Nobal went and took Kenah and its villages, and named it Nobal, after his own name. Chapter 33, verse 1 to the end of the book of Bamidbar. These are the journeys of the sons of Israel who went out of the land of Egypt by their armies under the hand of Moses and Aaron. And Moses wrote down the starting points of their journeys at the mouth of YHWH, and these are their journeys according to the starting points. And they departed from Ramses in the first month on the 15th day of the first month on the day after the Passover. The sons of Israel went out with hand held high before the eyes of all the Egyptians, for Egypt was burying those whom YHWH had struck down, all the firstborn among them, and on their gods YHWH had executed judgments. And they set out from Sukkot and camped at Etham, which is on the edge of the wilderness. And they set out from Etham, and turned back to Pi-Hahirot, which is upon the face of Baal-Zephon, and they camped near Migdol. And they set out from Hahirot, and passed through the midst of the sea into the wilderness, and went a 3-day journey in the wilderness of Etham, and camped at Marah. And they set out from Marah, and came to Elimah. And at Elim were 12 springs of water and 70 palm trees, and they camped there. And they set out from Elim and camped by the Red Sea. And they set out from the Red Sea and camped in the wilderness of Sin. And they set out from the wilderness of Sin and camped at Dophkah. And they set out from Dophkah and camped at Alush. And they set out from Alush and camped at Rephidim, and there was no water there for the people to drink. And they set out from Rephidim and camped in the wilderness of Sinai. And they set out from the wilderness of Sinai and camped at Kibrot Hataavah. And they set out from Kibrot Hataavah and camped at Hazerot. And they set out from Hazerot and camped at Rithmah. And they set out from Rithmah and camped at Rimmon Perez. And they set out from Rimmon Perez and camped at Libnah. And they set out from Libnah and camped at Risa. And they set out from Risa and camped at Kehelatah. And they set out from Kehelatah and camped at Mount Shepher. And they set out from Mount Shepher and camped at Hadadah. And they set out from Hadadah and camped at Makhelot. And they set out from Makhelot and camped at Tahat. And they set out from Tahat and camped at Terah. And they set out from Terah and camped at Mithkah. And they set out from Mithkah and camped at Hashmonah. And they set out from Hashmonah and camped at Moseahot. And they set out from Moseahot and camped at Beni Ya'kan. And they set out from Beni Ya'kan and camped at Hor Haggidgad. And they set out from Hor Haggidgad and camped at Yotbatha. And they set out from Yotbatha and camped at Abronah. And they set out from Abronah and camped at Etzion Geber. And they set out from Etzion Geber and camped in the wilderness of Zin. It is Kadesh. And they set out from Kadesh and camped at Hor, the mount, on the boundary of the land of Edom. And Aaron the priest went up to the Mount Hor at the mouth of Yehovah and died there in the 40th year of the going out of the sons of Israel of the land of Egypt on the first day of the 5th month. And Aaron was a son of 123 years when he died on Mount Hor. And the Canaanite king of Arad, who dwelt in the Negev in the land of Canaan, heard of the coming of the sons of Israel. And they set out from the Mount Hor and camped at Zalmonah. And they set out from Zalmonah and camped at Punon. And they set out from Punon and camped at Obot. And they set out from Obot and camped at Iyer Abarim, on the border of Moab. And they set out from Iyim and camped at Dibon Gad. And they set out from Dibon Gad and camped at Almon Diblatema. And they set out from Almon Diblatema and camped in the mountains of Abarim before the face of Nebo. And they set out from the mountains of Abarim and camped in the plains of Moab, by the Jordan, near Jericho. And they camped by the Jordan near Bet Yeshimot to Abel Shittim, in the plains of Moab. And Yehovah spoke to Moshe in the plains of Moab by the Jordan near Jericho, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, and say to them, When you have crossed the Jordan into the land of Canaan, and you shall drive out all the dwellers of the land from before you, and destroy all their carved figures, and all their molten images you shall destroy, and you shall demolish all their high places. And you shall possess the land and dwell in it, for I have given it to you, the land, to possess it. And you shall inherit the land for yourselves by lot among your clans. And to the larger you shall give a larger inheritance, and to the smaller you shall give a smaller inheritance. Where the lot falls to one, that she will be his. You shall pass the land as an inheritance, according to the tribes of your fathers. But if you do not drive out the dwellers of the land from before you, then it shall be that you leave irritants in your eyes, and thorns in your sides, and they shall harass you in the land that you dwell in. And it will come to pass that as I thought to do to them, I will do to you. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, Command the sons of Israel, and say to them, When you come into the land of Canaan, that this land of Canaan to its boundaries shall fall to you as an inheritance. And your border shall be the Negev from the wilderness of Zin along the border of Edom. And you shall extend your border on the Negev to the end of the Salt Sea, eastward. And your border shall turn from the Negev to the ascent of Akrabim, and continue to Zin, and will be the going forth from the Negev to Kadesh Barnea, and it shall go to the Hazar Adar, and continue to Azmon. And the border shall turn from Azmon to the brook of Egypt, and its outer limits to the sea. And so the western border, the great sea, shall be for you the border. This shall be your western border, and this shall be your northern border. From the great sea you shall mark out to you the Mount Hor. From the Mount Hor you shall mark out Leb Hamath, and the direction of the border shall be towards Zedad. And the border shall proceed to Ziphron, and it shall end at Hazar Enan. This shall be your border of the north. And you shall mark out your eastern border from Hazar Enan to Shepham, and you shall go down from the border of Shepham to Riblah, on the east side of Ain, and the border shall go down and reach to the eastern side of the sea of Cheneret, and the border shall go down along the Jordan, and it shall end at the Salt Sea. This shall be to you the land with its borders all around. And Moses commanded the sons of Israel, saying, This is the land that you shall inherit by lot, which Jehovah has commanded to give to the 9 tribes and to the half tribe, for the tribe of the sons of Reubenite, according to the house of their fathers, and the tribe of the sons of the Gadite, according to the house of their fathers, and the half tribe of Manasseh have received its inheritance. The 2 tribes and the half tribe have received their inheritance on this side of the Jordan, near Jericho, eastward, toward the sunrise. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, These are the names of the men who shall divide as an inheritance among you: Eleazar the priest, and Joshua son of Nun. And you shall take 1 leader from each one tribe to distribute the land. These are the names of the men. From the tribe of Judah, Caleb, son of Jephunneh. From the tribe of the sons of Simeon, Shemuel, son of Ammihud. From the tribe of Benjamin, Eliadad, son of Kichlon. From the tribe of the sons of Dan, a leader, Buki, son of Yogli. From the sons of Joseph, from the tribe of the sons of Manasseh, a leader, Haniel, son of Ephod. And from the sons of Ephraim, a leader, Kemuel, son of Shiftan. From the tribe of the sons of Zebulun, a leader, Elizaphon, son of Parnak. From the tribe of the sons of Issachar, a leader, Paltiel, son of Azam. From the tribe of the sons of Asher, a leader, Ahihud. son of Shalomi. From the tribe of the sons of Naphtali, a leader, Pedahel, son of Ammihud. These are those whom YHWH commanded to divide the inheritance among the sons of Israel in the land of Canaan. And YHWH spoke to Moshe in the plains of Moab, by the Jordan, near Jericho, saying, Command the sons of Israel that they give to the Levites from the inheritance of their possession cities to dwell in, and pasture land around the cities you shall give the Levites. And the cities shall be for them to dwell in, and their pasture land shall be for their cattle, and for their herds, and for all their animals. And the pasture lands of the cities that you shall give the Levites is from the wall of the city and outward 1,000 cubits all around. And you shall measure outside the city on the east side 2,000 by the cubit, and on the side of the Negev 2,000 by the cubit, and on the west side 2,000 by the cubit, and on the north side 2,000 by the cubit, and the city is in the middle. This shall be unto them as pasture lands for the cities. And among the cities that you shall give to the Levites are 6 cities of refuge, which you shall give for the fleeing of the manslayer. And to these you shall add 42 cities. And all the cities that you will give to the Levites are 48. These are their pasture lands. And the cities you give from the possession of the sons of Israel, from the larger you shall give many, and from the smaller you shall give few, each in proportion to the inheritance that each receives. Of its cities should be given to the Levites. And YHWH spoke to Moshe in the plains of Moab by the Jordan near Jericho, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel and say to them, When you cross the Jordan into the land of Canaan, you shall appoint for yourselves cities, cities of refuge, to be for you that the manslayer who kills a person in error may flee there. And they shall be for you, cities of refuge from the avenger, that the manslayer may not die until he stands before the face of the congregation for judgment. And the cities that you give will be 6 cities of refuge to you. You shall appoint 3 cities on this side of the Jordan, and you shall appoint 3 cities in the land of Canaan. They are cities of refuge. For the sons of Israel, and for the sojourner, and for the settler in your midst, these shall be 6 cities of refuge to flee there. Anyone who kills a soul in error. But if he strikes him with an implement of iron and he dies, he is a murderer, and the murderer must be put to death. And if he struck with a stone in his hand, by which he would die, and he did die, he is a murderer. The murderer must be put to death. Or if he struck him with a wooden object in the hand, by which he would die, and he did die, he is a murderer. The murderer must be put to death. The blood avenger himself shall put the murderer to death. He himself shall put him to death when he meets him. And if he pushed him in hatred, or he threw something at him with malicious intent, and he died, or he struck him with his hand in enmity, and he died, the one who struck him must be put to death. He is a murderer. The blood avenger shall put the murderer to death when he meets him. And if suddenly, without enmity, he pushes him or throws at him any object without lying in wait, or with any stone with which a man could die by it without seeing him and throwing it at him, so that he dies, and he is not an enemy to him, or seeking his harm, then the congregation shall judge between the manslayer and between the avenger of the blood according to these ordinances. And the congregation shall deliver the manslayer from the hand of the blood avenger, and shall return him to the congregation to the city of refuge, where he had fled, and he shall remain there until the death of the high priest who was anointed with the oil of holiness. But if going out, the manslayer goes outside the limits of the city of refuge, where he fled there, and the blood avenger finds him outside the limits of the city of his refuge, and the avenger of the blood kills the manslayer, he is not guilty of blood, because he should have remained in his city of refuge until the death of the high priest. And after the death of the priest, the manslayer may return to the land of his possession. And these shall be to you a statute of judgment throughout your generations in all your dwellings. Whoever kills a person on the testimony of witnesses shall be put to death, but no person shall be put to death on the testimony of one witness. And you shall not take ransom for the life of a murderer who is condemned to die for dying. He must be put to death. And you shall not take ransom for him who has fled to his city of refuge, that he may return to dwell in the land before the death of the priest. And you shall not pollute the land that you are in, for blood defiles the land, and no atonement can be made for the land for the blood that is shed on it, except by the blood of the one who shed it. And you shall not defile the land in which you dwell, in the midst of which I dwell. For I, YHWH, am dwelling in the midst of the sons of Israel. And the chief fathers of the clans of the sons of Gilead, son of Machir, son of Manasseh, of the families of the sons of Joseph, came near and spoke before the face of Moses and before the face of the leaders, the chief fathers of the sons of Israel, and they said, Adoni, my Lord, YHWH commanded to give the land as an inheritance by lot to the sons of Israel, and my Lord was commanded to give the inheritance of Zelophehad, our brother, to his daughters. And if they are to be one of the sons of the tribes of the sons of Israel for wives, their inheritance will be taken from the inheritance of our fathers, and will be added to the inheritance of the tribe to which they, the husband, belong, and it will be drawn from our allotted inheritance. And when the Jubilee of the sons of Israel takes place, then their inheritance will be added to the inheritance of the tribe to which they belong, and their inheritance will be withdrawn from the inheritance of the tribe of our fathers. And Moses commanded the sons of Israel according to the word of YHWH, saying, Rightly the tribe of the sons of Joseph speaks. This is the thing that YHWH commands concerning the daughters of Zelophehad, saying, To those good in their eyes, let them be for wives, but only within the family of the tribe of their father, let them be for wives. And the inheritance of the sons of Israel shall not change hands from tribe to tribe, for the sons of Israel, each man, shall cling to the inheritance of his fathers. And all the daughters who possess an inheritance in any family of the sons of Israel will be one, and shall be the wife of the family of the tribe of her father, so that each of the sons of Israel will have a possession of the inheritance of his fathers. And inheritance shall not change hands from one tribe to another tribe, but each of the tribes of the sons of Israel shall keep its inheritance. As that which YHWH commanded Moses, so did the daughters of Zelophehad, and Mahlah, Tirzah, and Hoglah, and Milcah, and Noah, the daughters of Zelophehad, were given to the sons of their father's brothers for wives. Into the families of the sons of Manasseh, son of Joseph, they became married, and their inheritance remained in the tribe of their family of their father. These are the commandments and the ordinances that YHWH commanded by the hand of Moses unto the sons of Israel in the plains of Moab, by Jordan, near Jericho. May YHWH bless you and keep you. May Jehovah cause his face to shine on you and be gracious to you. May Jehovah bless you and keep you. May Jehovah lift up his countenance on you and give you peace. Yivrechecha Yehovah v'yishmerecha. Yair Yehovah panav elecha v'yonecha. Yisa Yehovah panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.